All right, I have my own audio, which is... Oh, we're on.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, welcome to the SGL SMZ3 match between Andy and Asazas. I am Apathyluck, and I am joined today by Langxion. How is it going, bud?
Doing very well, man. How are you?
I'm all right. This is going to be a pretty exciting match. This is the semifinals, so the winner will move on to the finals bracket. Going to be a good match today. It is normal mode, so no Hell Runs or Suitless Meridia in Logic. Of course, we may still end up seeing those. Hell Run's a little bit more likely than Suitless, maybe a Suitless Dragon. That's pretty much it. And if you haven't watched SMZ3 since like the last SGL, we do have Boss and Crystals randomized between the two games, so we can have things like a Crystal on Dragon or Pendant on Dragon, which is really the big thing. So there's changed the meta a little bit, so should be exciting to see. But
Yeah.
I think we'll be getting started here shortly.
Absolutely. I'd like to thank Linkforce. Over here on my left, we're going to be doing awesome tracking for us. I'm going to be looking over at her a lot to make sure that I'm keeping all this stuff straight. There's a lot of items in both these games. So
we will be getting yelled at.
yeah, oh yeah. It's just going to be if you see a swift tap in the back of my head, you're going to know
Yeah.
or miss something. So
You maroon. But yeah, should be fun.
yeah.
Looking forward to this. Two really strong runners.
Uh-huh.
I think everyone knows Andy. Azazas is in and out of the community like in the last couple of years, but whenever he does Danas with his presence, is a really strong competitor and everything.
Yeah, one of the bad boys of Link to the Past with our boy Solsky out there.
Yeah.
Actually come up pretty strong in Link to the Past Randomizer, and then kind of switched over here, showing that the Link to the Past mains have been dominating as of late. Sorry for my Metroid buds over here. So
Yeah,
really glad to see these guys
SM
getting
main.
rolling. So yeah, just waiting to see if these guys are going to be getting going shortly, about 3-2 seconds here.
And we're off.
Awesome.
Let's see what awesome sprites we have today. Oh,
We're only
it's
standard sprites here, all right? This is a very vanilla experience.
the vanilla experience.
No buff Kirby, no
Yep.
no
No
eggplants here.
No buff pug out there crying, upset that Andy has abandoned him.
All right, so Doug, what should we be looking at for openings for these guys?
Yeah, so definitely the meta play is definitely going straight to a Link to the Past. There's a lot of stuff there. Andy is going to these criteria checks. There's only one in Logic, so in normal it's even rarer to see this. I think he did this in his previous match as well. Might just be deciding to, like, it's the tournament, it's the semifinals, just doing a little bit of an anti-meta play. It doesn't waste that much time. It's just so much more convenient if you get, like, especially if you just had morph ball right off the bat, which happens a lot. You can just do it really easy later. So, and he kind of wants to get paid off here. We're also so short on money and bombs early that there's Mirror.
Well, so there is a benefit of Andy doing something like this, right? So he gets to check these two weirdo checks off the bat, where, like, now Asazas might be thinking about, hey, I have these two criteria, blue brinstar checks in the back of my head for the whole thing. So it's just kind of, maybe it's a little peace of mind, a little comfort pick, that kind of thing for Andy.
Yeah. Well, we got 1 minute and we forgot something wrong. So, like, this is just part of the normal, like, brinstar loop. So if you have morph ball, you can just do them very naturally. That's why we tend to put them off in case you do get a morph ball. The mirror for Andy, like, it's nice to get something. I don't know if that's gonna help. Like, if we get morph ball, you might see if Andy gets morph ball and then goes, like, crate first, might come out on the mountain and be able to do an early Hera. We don't know if Hera is a crystal or a boss yet, so it could pay off. I can't really say if that mirror is necessarily going to be useful yet. Mirror is one of those items that, like, it's a big item to get. You're happy to have it. It's in a pretty obvious location, though, and the other thing, like, it doesn't help you right away. It opens up 0 checks right now, additional checks.
It needs to be used in conjunction with another.
Yeah,
item.
so
all nice to have. We'll keep it in mind for when some of these other checks coming up here. But finding the mirror also does mean that he does have to make the climb back out of here. He can't just save and quit, or can't just
right.
reset
Yeah,
or
you're
like
not gonna as maybe useful as that is. You're not gonna just save and quit right here. You're definitely keeping it because it could be a really huge payoff. Especially if Azazas goes for, I particularly like delaying brinstar, so I would, like, if I was playing any of this, I wouldn't get that for a long time probably, depending how the seed plays out, obviously. But yeah, it could be pretty big.
Yeah, so I was doing the tree check, only getting the hearts in that tier 3 that's already locked and loaded here. So nothing too crazy yet over on the other side. We have 2 mirror checks, 2 map checks rather, that I have not seen.
Link Force?
I should pay attention. Link Force. Oh, look, it's on the tracker right in front of me. Power bombs over of our status, not useful yet, but will be helpful in lieu once we find Morph Ball.
Yeah, I mean, you want to get Morph, like, early on, basically the seeds always start, you're either going to find Morph and you want, like, your 3 bits of ammo, a missile, a super, and a power bomb, or you're going to find your 3 Dark World items, either a glove, a hammer, Moon Pearl, or, 2 gloves and a Moon Pearl, or, God forbid, Aga Access and a Moon Pearl. Oh, yeah. The power, like, there always has to be a power bomb in Sphere 0. That might have been the one that was placed, but it can also just randomly place another one. So it's always nice to get the power bomb. It's annoying when you get the Morph Ball so early and you don't have like power bombs and supers yet, and you're just doing these checks just for a power bomb. Mm-hmm. So it's always nice to have. It's nice to have them in an early location. I don't think we've seen a super yet, so that's the other big thing. But we also don't have Morph, which is also important.
So fairly fortuitous for asazas to find bombs.
There's
there.
a super.
Got your supers. Has also got a light source bat down here as well. Means maybe a little bit more likely to go check out Eastern, just with the light source to actually take a look at most of the items there. Some people like to make those Sphere 0 checks as well, since dark rooms are pretty easy to do. Andy getting a little bit unlucky, looking for that 50-50 bomb look. I mean, it's one of the strengths of the Southern play, right? It's like you can have bombs no matter what. You don't like doesn't understand that you can just get lucky and get the bombs. Blind side. So
I just never like the Southern Pole, just because like of getting, you're just gonna get literally randoed right there like that, and just waste time. Like if you go north, you have like 2 tree poles you can do. You have the bush crab. You just have locations that could have money. Like the amount of times I haven't had like any money or any bombs early on, it's like 5, and I played way too many of these seeds. So like, it's pretty rare and like. So yeah, I'm not a Southern playing guy, but it's pretty minor. It's not going to really affect the overall thing.
Yeah, I mean, Andy seems to be playing in a way that's very consistent and like just rounding out all of his checks. So he's making sure he's not leaving anything behind, which seems like a fairly strong way to do it in these tournaments. It worked out for him before, so he's kind of going with his comfort picks, not really doing anything crazy.
Yeah, the one thing with SMZ3 versus just like if you were just playing like the opening looks very you can just do Kakariko, do the big things. I'd say just because SMZ3 is such a bigger game. The little like minor optimizations and anti-meta plays that people have come up and like to pass random, I was like, let's do a delayed Kakariko, let's do like this, let's like all those things like tend to matter less. Like delayed Kakariko, you want to spike either a flute or a bottle, right? Well, we have 100 other locations, so it's just less likely that's going to happen. So like everyone just kind of goes to Kakariko. Like there's going to be something there. Like I think like Aussie is the only person I've ever seen Kakariko skip in an SMZ3, and it was just like wild. So
it's going to kill the odd thing.
Yeah.
And using the little known hut in the bottom left to farm up some ammo. Not a lot of people go over here sometimes. This is a nice and easy, Andy. It's a nice easy way.
Yeah, because if you go over here, it means you messed up somehow. So I think everyone knows about it, just no one wants to come here. Like it's just I don't have any bombs.
I like to assume that our runners are acting in good faith and playing well.
It's we're here to make fun of Andy. Okay, that's what we're doing.
Fair enough. Looks like asazas is going to be leveraging that heat source. He's going to be going possibly. He's going to check the back of Saha, and possibly maybe make a dip into Eastern if he doesn't get anything over there. Kind of round out those checks to kind of get rid of the Sphere 0 awkwardness.
Yeah, I think this is too early to do Eastern right now. Some people in SM. Oh no, never mind. We're going straight to Eastern.
Oh, with no bombs currently on, because if
right, we don't have a bomb. Yeah, that's annoying.
This is an interesting play to go over here without the bombs when they were kind of easily farmable over.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's see if these checks pay off. There'll definitely be some money in here that he can use for a little later in the seed as well.
This is the most important decision so far in this match. We have someone making the early Eastern play versus someone who's probably doing like a little bit more standard. So yeah, if we get anything, like literally anything in here, it's going to be pretty big. Yeah. It also depends on if the bow just pops up in Andy's, then it's going to be advantageous for Andy.
Yeah.
Huh, there's $12 there.
Yeah.
Today I learned.
Big key will be helpful.
And you really don't see the mirror deletes here a lot. It looks so funny.
Yeah, I've actually never seen that room like that. That's pretty good. All right, so we do know after we had like a mirror check, right? So we do know that Eastern's a crystal, Desert's a pendant, and we're gonna have a boss token is over there on Hera. Does that change anything for when you're thinking about routing here?
Honestly, the boss tokens don't really matter as far as like your play. The only time it really comes in, like, if you have, like, sometimes you'll see, like, there's, like, opportunities to do a very early Mother Brain play just because, like, you're already in SM and you have everything, so you might as well just do it. And before we had Shuffle, like, you're generally going to beat the 4 bosses before you beat all your dungeons. Like, very rarely is a boss my go mode thing.
Right.
So, and now because it's Crystal, so it changes a little bit, but, like, until, like, towards the end game when you're thinking about killing Mother Brain, bosses and crystals are basically equally valuable.
Right.
Because you have to do both of them, and then obviously the red crystals are still the most valuable because it also opens up Pyramid Fairy.
Of course.
Which exactly like normal. And then pendants we hate. Like.
Right. And this is a fairly like a new invention here with the boss tokens kind of.
Yeah, it was.
Thing, so.
Within the last like 4 or 5 months, maybe a little bit longer, like beginning of the year, something like that.
Yeah.
There's some mixed things. I don't mind the shuffle so much. I just don't like the pendants in SM just because SM's already the shorter game.
Yeah, so what I've noticed as a continuer, Tracy was over here commenting a race.
No, she's got opinions.
She also hates.
She has
the recent swap.
Yeah.
She wants pendants out of her game, and it sounds like you SM mains
also
want that out of here.
my thing is like I know the joke is on this. I mean, I've been playing I started with Link to Bash, right? That's where I had the misfortune of meeting you.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
But my thing is always like if you're gonna be, one of the top people, you got to be good at both, right? So I don't really care about the like argument. It's just like a Link to Bash is the longer game. You're making the shorter game shorter, so I just don't. And like, you can kill 2 of the bosses in SM at the beginning of the game, basically, right? So like,
so it's a little odd there. Yeah.
Like, the only stuff you need stuff for in SM is Dragon and Ridley, and one of them's not even required. It's like, okay, I can basically beat this with like, 3 missiles and a penny. Like, it's not.
So nothing of exceptional note out here in Eastern.
Well, this
he's going to go for the little known. This actually little known.
This is little. Yeah. This is
Ruby
DLC content right here. This is
a fairly good play for considering how few rupees he had. And so he only found as an energy tank in here. Nothing else exceptional. I think there's an item left on blind. Not blind, rather. The Eastern boss, but they're both going to have to go get it, so it's not an issue. Andy did find himself a bottle. Isn't going to change much in his routing decisions.
Yeah, we're not coming back to Kakariko until either Dark World, Flute, or like I'm out of options.
So we're kind of looking at it. There's almost has to be something over here, and again, I mean, we're really running out of checks.
Yeah, did we see
both of them?
Mini Moldorm yet?
I don't believe we saw Mini Moldorm.
Yeah, that's the other big thing. Yeah, I mean, we need something to pop soon. Did we actually see? I don't think we saw Sasha yet because Azazas didn't have the bomb, right? Yeah, he's going now.
Yeah, looking head back that way right now. Maybe look like a little bit of an oversight when he was on his way there.
He was probably going over, and then like halfway here, he was like, "Oh, I don't have a bomb."
Right.
Yeah, I've done that. I was like,
maybe Andy was kind of looking for a weapon over here. Now it looks like he's probably going to head over to Mini Moldorm Cave. Usually you kind of tie that Swamp Palace in there, but maybe he was hoping that he didn't have to go over to.
I actually do it the way Andy does it in SMZ, just because like the Igina check's only like 30 seconds, and like these matches are usually decided by minutes, not seconds. So like, I think it's generally worth it for the one item scout plus the one item you get.
So we found in.
Okay, well that's good news for Andy because Azazas didn't find anything, so it just makes it more likely it's over here.
Yeah. So and then we found a little piece of information. The green pendant is going to be in brinstar, so you're going to be getting that on Kraid.
Yeah. So the meta thing kind of in the community right now is like Kraid is so fast and Kraid still has like the 3 items back there. We just blind kill Kraid. Pretty much anyone who's playing like is kind of the like everyone just blind.
If you can get down there, yeah.
So actually, the information for Azazas that Kraid is the green pendant is less useful.
Well, so we might be seeing another kind of extrapolation on these stacks. Like, so for now, Andy found nothing there, so something has to be in either what is it, Ice Cave?
Yeah, Ice Cave or the bottle.
Or the bottle,
the bottle that we keep finding.
So these 2 bottles now.
Normally I'd say brinstar, but Andy checked that right away, so that's off.
So now if something's in the Ice Rod Cave, or isn't the Nice Rod Cave, I hope it is. To me, I would just kind of go back to check that sphere, that item over on instead of doing like fake flip or something.
Yeah,
like that.
we gotta be going.
You gotta get the logic here, right?
Yeah, I mean, morph's gotta be next because like no other A Link to the Past item opens up enough stuff for us. I do think we saw.
If we can get a glove, we can get.
We haven't seen this. We haven't seen Escape.
We have not seen Escape.
That's going to be it. We haven't seen Escape, and we have the lamp.
Point that out like I'm an idiot over here.
Right, because we have to reduce the amount of
items. We do
have
have a lamp, correct.
Yeah, we have to reduce the amount of items just because it's 2 games. Lamp is kind of the one that gets the short straw, but a lamp is important because it does open the dark room. So, yeah, it's looking pretty likely it's going to be Escape.
Yeah.
I think Annie might be doing... Well, there's not much you can fake flip. He doesn't have money for Zora. He doesn't have a Moon Pearl to do the waterfall checks. Where is he going?
So I think, yeah, I mean, maybe he's just kind of.
He's lost.
I doubt Andy's lost here.
I mean,
It's possible maybe
this
fake flipper to hobo.
If he's just doing this for hobo, this is incredibly inefficient.
I mean,
I'm not a fan of this.
We're looking at some very singular checks here. So I mean, like right now, if they, an item that can unlock a couple things, if they got the glove, I mean, they're able to go up to Death Mountain. Now does maybe possibly have some more access to SM up in Dark Death Mountain. It opens a couple of checks, not a lot, but right now they're both our runs are down to singular checks outside of Escape.
Yeah, well, but Escape is the big one. So like the one thing, like, because you haven't played a lot of SMZ3 in particular, one thing that you kind of have to like change your like mental like math on is like like we've added 100 locations, but we did not add the proportional amount of same items, right? Especially because there's so many majors you don't need in SM.
Yeah.
Any given location is just less likely to have anything, right? So like these one-off long checks are worse in SMZ3 than they are in A Link to the Past. So doing an out of logic one that and Andy also hasn't done, right? He also hasn't done Eastern.
I mean, it's quite possible.
So yeah, I don't like the hobo there at all.
So I mean, both runners might be possibly kind of leaving Escape right now because I mean, right now they're kind of looking for a weapon, right? I mean, like you can do it with bombs, that's fine.
Yeah.
But it's slower and it's very ammo intensive.
They're so low on money that like just getting more.
The seed seems to be very dry. I mean,
no, I do like the Eastern because he hadn't done Sasha yet, so it's 6 over here.
It's the second time that Sasha has had to purchase bombs.
Yeah.
So that looks like it's probably going to be an Escape play here.
Yeah,
would be my guess. I mean, there's nowhere else to go.
There's
Sick Kid, right?
Yeah, we have something Sick Kid, but it's probably Escape.
Yeah.
Which means that, it looks like Azazas is going to be ahead because Andy is going to be doing this Eastern that Azazas has already done, and Azazas is heading straight to Escape. So it's got to be Morph here. I like. Oh, I take that.
Mitts.
Yeah,
something that would open up in both games.
Right, because we have the lamp that does give us Death Mountain, which then, if that is that mirror pays off.
I mean, it could be a flute of some possibly. That would be an awkward.
Yeah, that would be kind of awkward, but I've seen that happen where it's like it's definitely this, and you see something that's like technically the same.
Yeah,
it's like well, that's great.
It's like we're both not smart enough to predict every item he could possibly be getting right now.
Yeah,
so.
or it's like mushroom, and then which leads to the glove, but whatever. Like that's the same thing. Like
just a shovel into a mushroom.
It just sounds like the glove with extra steps. Like,
yeah. I do love watching some of these runners do Escape with bombs. It's like always like some like really sweet strats for your casual plays if you want to do those, I guess.
I put off learning these so long because I was like, it's rando only tech. I don't want to.
I know a lot of runners who started in kind of when they did the weapon swapping, or when basically you were guaranteed one weapon, and so you just got bombs.
Right.
Basically, you had to learn it because you just got like fire rod or something like that wasn't good for magic or something like that as a weapon. So a lot of the better runners, a lot of the runners who are more experienced here kind of know.
Yeah, I think that's when I bit. It was some standard tournament where I bit the bullet on and finally did it because it was so important there.
Yeah. See, like there's a little bit of a issue here, but oh, see, now he's just trolling. That's just rude.
Yeah, you could just put it on the bottom of the chest there if he gets stuck like that, and it'll transfer through.
But no, Silas has had a personal grudge to settle.
I think we all have a personal grudge with that guy.
Yeah, Escape is just so.
Didn't we name him at some point, like Steve or something? Second card.
I think it's a little too personal. It's just, do you have a problem with a guy named Steve somewhere? Does he owe you money or something?
Probably. No, it's probably the other way, honestly, if I'm being honest about it.
Steve, he's right here.
Yeah.
This is okay, right. So I mean, setting himself up for the.
Well, setting up for the Death Fort, but he already killed the Green Guard, so.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a bomb. He's gonna just bomb himself.
Nice.
Yeah,
well, this is such a dry seed we're still looking at. So now,
thank God that heart didn't fill us. That's the worst when you set up a Death Fort.
If it was an actual full like heart there, I don't think he would have had to walk all the way up.
Yeah. Or God forbid, Sank Heart.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So all right, we're heading back. I mean, it looks like we're almost locked to have, not almost. Well, yeah, almost locked to have something here. Besides, it would be very annoying if it was on Sick Kid.
I think
and it did this entire.
It honestly feels
sequence.
like Key is probably just going to be here, and then it's going to be in the back.
Yeah. I don't recall. I think we got the map on the actual Sanctuary. Gentleman.
Yeah.
There, so I think.
Gentleman.
He's the priest, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, he's the priest.
I don't know much about him. He seems like a nice guy.
We have a whole term called priest kisses.
Oh, well, listen. I don't.
Yeah, Aries skips him, so
Yeah,
he doesn't. He wants to like save a second on the way to Eastern.
That's okay. Fair enough.
You gotta get your kisses.
The old man and the priest kisses. Get him in for your experience here. So nothing going on down there. The key's all messed up there. So now it's glove locked or.
Yeah, the back's gonna be glove locked.
So now we're just.
I'm honestly a little. I think in that situation, even though like it felt like that was the logical thing, I probably just bit in the bullet and still sold in the key. Oh, and I was saying Azazas wasn't going to be. That's right. Azazas hadn't done Agina, so
yet, no.
basically, it's Andy making up a bunch of back time. But I think Azazas is also just down to. That's why Andy's right. He's down. Azazas is down to the bottle, and he's down to the Bryn checks. Now
this is so the brinstar. He has not gone down. He's not had the mirror yet.
Right.
That's not going to do anything.
Which doesn't help him right now,
Right,
until we can at least get to Death Mountain. Yeah, in his shoes, I think I'd actually be more inclined to do Bottle Vendor just because I'm still in this game, and it's only one in Logic either way. Now, there's technically a bonus one over there, but like, it's not on Logic, and it's pretty unlikely to be something.
Yeah.
It's like just in a later sphere, and like did this game put something in a later sphere just by happenstance? So.
Yeah. So I mean, it looks like now that we know.
Well, we are gonna get that. So.
Yeah, I mean, now that we know without a doubt that progression is on Sick Kid. So. I mean, hopefully it's got to be either gloves, morph ball, or flute, I guess. I mean,
or just something well, it could be like speed or screw attack, so we can do some wacky early morph ball stuff. And if that's the case, like the seed already hates us. Like that's so mean.
But this is such a mean thing to drag our runners through. Just like no one wants to do any of these garbage checks.
Especially when it's early, it's just annoying because it's like your opponent probably did this too, and like. You were just making the seed take longer. Like this could still be like this could turn into a jet seed with just a really annoying opening, right? Like if everything's just in path after this. Well, but like when you start off on the wrong footing like this, it's just like you're just in bad mood already. Like,
yeah. My experience with these is that these things will open up very quickly, and you're going to get 4 or 5 progression items right in a row.
Yeah,
and you're going to they're going to send both our runners to the opposite sides of the earth.
Yeah, and that's the thing with SMZ3. Like once you get like nothing in Link to the Past opens up as many checks as Morph does in SMZ3, just because it's like you have Wreck Ship, you have all of Brinstar, you have Kraid, you have Red Tower. Like there's just so much that opens up just for Morph. It is definitely the biggest item in like either game as far as just like the amount of additional checks I can do. I think it's even more than like opening up Dark World by itself.
I mean, it might be fun. It's when you open up Morph Ball though, right? It's like it opens up a bunch of checks, but like you can't check everything. It's like you can get out of Brinstar,
right?
You can't get to Waterway. Like you just got a couple checks you just can't do. So it's like you kind of want Morph Ball and you want it to lead to something else fairly quickly, or you're gambling on some locations as well. So.
Yeah, and the thing about like there is. The possibility, like, because there's no boss in Brinstar, so there's like the possibility of doing a Brin like skip or something. But like the rest of it, like, it's pretty hard to not do like Red Tower and Crate. I mean, well, here I guess you can not do Crate because it's Screen Pendant, but
it's true. So no, chat pointing out nicely that Andy, you do have the mirror. You could have mirrored out there instead of taking that quick chat. Chat, you know, they're a good, helpful part of our experience.
Over there. Yeah,
they're hanging out with us today. We're both watching.
I know what chat is. Okay, just to be clear, I'm not like
the confusion in your voice was palpable. I could feel it.
Because it's on.
I'm here, Duck, to lead you through this experience. Right?
It's so far away. My eyes are terrible. Like, can you turn on the old man mode, like 500%?
Yeah, the runners are already going as slow as humanly possible with these checks. I can't slow it down anymore for you.
Well, it is Andy's. Yeah. Expected speed.
And so this is one of so maybe as a silver lining, right? It's much better for these runners to get these. They get this stuff out of the way, the stupid Brinstar checks, the stupid Kakariko checks out of the way, so that someone doesn't get it like I don't know, kind of screwed by them later, right? Silver linings, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things with these, like when you're running the seed, obviously you don't know what your opponent's doing.
Right.
Like when you last location, like something like this, you're like, my opponent probably did this, but like God forbid if they didn't, they could have been. They're like 15 minutes ahead already. Like,
oh yeah,
so it's always like when you have a seed, like especially if this turns into a jet seed or something, you just because you had this opening and you last location it, you will not feel good for the rest of the seed. Like you're probably like,
oh, beautiful, exactly. See, perfect. The flute opens, it allows him to go right out the door. Talk to his bird. Perfect. It's a perfect item to get.
Was it? I can't believe that was the flute.
Listen, I mean,
And now the mirror difference is just out, and like they're only like 15 seconds apart from each other. So
you can't believe it. We've had two separate discussions on it, how it could be the flute, and you're like, nah, it's gonna be the morph ball. It's the best item in the entire game. We have to get it.
I couldn't believe it because I'm so mad that you're right. I just didn't want that to happen, and I had to be like, Lynx predicted this one correctly. I didn't want this to be a thing.
It's gonna continue to be a thing.
Yeah, okay.
Even though I don't know.
We're like 2 hours and 30 minutes in, and I'm gonna say something slightly wrong. Like, remember the flute, duck?
Do you remember the flute? How I was right? Keep it together. So now that Asazas is keeping up the local fair, he's bought bombs 3 different times.
This economy is booming.
Yes, exactly.
Literally.
Yeah, bomb sales are through the roof.
I can do this now.
Hey, it's a nice table. Don't.
I'm not gonna punch through the table.
You might. I don't know.
You think I have like Hulk strength?
You're like twice my size, so I don't. I'm just gonna
Only in one direction. Okay.
All right, so now it's back to the game in progress here. Let's talk about the real relevant stuff. Andy, more bombs on the old man. Bombs are all over the place now. So now Andy is just going to go straight back into SM.
This is basically for like one check. You can just peek this item right here.
So this is where I need you because with this limited item set. Oh,
wow, that's
that is an item to peek, is it not?
Yeah. So normally the hammer early doesn't actually help, but because they have that mirror, we can actually go up. That's actually the rest of Death Mountain. So that's the only item you can get here. This is just a little scout to see what you can. We can't get this right now, but it's just useful information. It's pretty standard to do this check.
Yeah, I mean, while you're down here, things. So like Business Center is kind of a weird one where you can go in 4 different directions and none of them are good right
and
now,
we do have Hera as a.
It's a check.
It's a boss.
It's a boss. Yeah, I didn't check exactly which one, but
it doesn't matter. There's no if you're watch SMR, the bosses are like open up their vanilla stuff. Here, the boss tokens it doesn't matter like Fantoon if you kill Fantoon, even if Fantoon's like a crystal or something, Wreck Ship turns on. Okay. So like none of that matters here.
All right, that's a smart way to do it. So yeah, it is a. Did you get the link to let me know that it's a Dragon? Yeah, what?
Sure.
Is that the symbol for Dragon? Okay, I'll. He's the prince of the SM world. Yeah. All right, so Andy's gonna get out of here. So more importantly, from a nice.
Then we got
Don't worry about what I was saying. I need to see this. So Pendant Skull. And then we have the Ridley token over in Thieves Town, and I got nothing else. That's all I got.
Yeah, so we do have. There was only one pendant dark, so we do have a SM pendant today. So Tracy is somewhere upset, and I'm with her.
I'll be thinking of her.
It's great. That's the one. So which doesn't matter. Like I said, you'll probably see Andy when we see Morph just auto kill crate without ever checking.
Right.
The way you do check, if you haven't seen it before, you have to pause just on the menu, and there'll be like a little icon below it. So again, it's just not really worth it to pause check crate just because he's so quick and he's got items that you.
It's just one of those ones you're just gonna beat him out pretty much every time. So
yeah. I'm gonna phrase it like that, but sure.
Anyways, so we're moving through. So now Andy's kind of hopefully this logic isn't horrible.
Yeah, we have
Harris. We don't have to do all the bad stuff.
We have big key, so we can beat it. This is when I'm gonna look at track the side if I had an item in the basement. So I'm not sure if it was or not. I don't know if there's still 2 left or not.
We will see. So Asazas actually just gonna take the time to pick up silvers. Not useful now, but will be helpful later. And then gonna set up probably a nice little bomb jump over the side here.
That's confident setting up the bomb jump. Like that is a hard bomb jump to set up. I always set it up and then lay the bomb, so it's confident just to walk onto it holding the bomb over your head. So that was very nicely done. That was very quick.
Send it. So, all right, Andy's blowing through Hera right now. I mean, more importantly, this hammer is actually the fact that he actually has a weapon now, so he's not just getting destroyed. Oh, well, you know what? Hera's
anything
so
else you want to summon out of the ether?
Listen.
At least he's not kissing Moldorms on the face, you know.
If only there wasn't like 2 or 3 pots in front of him that he could have used to
throw.
Kill those guys.
And if only there wasn't a heart in one of those pots.
Yeah, instead of trying to get melee on him with a hammer. So we're going to see Hera again.
I don't know. That broke me so hard.
So, all right, Andy heading back up now with full hearts. Looking very strong.
And we do have that item, so there's only 1 item remaining.
I was using quite a strong.
Pick up the pots, I swear to God.
they're hard because they're stationary there, right? Very difficult to grab them under pressure.
The annoying thing is like when I'm online and like I have the urge just to grab the controller from Andy's hands to do it for him.
Oh,
I'm not actually physically in the same room for him, so I'm really resisting the urge to just be like, this is how you get through the room.
So, all right, Andy.
Is he not going to check this chest?
Well, if you were paying attention.
It was the second
But
item. Okay,
yeah, that's what happens.
Fine.
Like we're not here talking about you. We're talking about them. So I believe that was Spring Ball. If my eyes did not deceive me. So he's just going to go up. He's going to have a nice, easy boss fight.
Are you sure about that? Or are we going to...
Only 3 hits. This is a world-class player here, okay?
Or is he just going to run into the Moldorm face again?
Listen, that's up to him. You know, if he wants to give assassins the time, that's fine.
All right, there we go. We're approaching from the rear. It's probably safer.
Okay. So now... What my co-companion here, Duck, was trying to say that when
that's
fighting,
where you want
he always goes from a lead. The tail always leads through the head, so you can predict where his tail, his most vulnerable point is. Right. So that is the proper way to say that. Duck.
Yeah.
Do you have any more commentary on the Hera fight at all?
No, it was beautifully done.
Thank you.
There was no kissing in that fight.
There's nothing. Everything was good. Andy's going to go ahead here and check the rest of Death Mountain.
Yeah, still no progression.
Yeah, still nothing really.
I mean, Spring Ball is not progression, period, in normal mode. There's 2 items that switch in normal to hard. In hard mode, Wave is out of logic, and in normal mode, Spring Ball is out of logic. But they're still useful, and like you can still do hard mode tricks in normal. So that Spring Ball is nice to have. We can maybe get into Norfair with it or something like that. So yeah, early Spring Ball is definitely nice. It can help. Although you kind of want the Morph Ball to go with it.
It's small thing you want with it, right?
Yeah.
All right, so Assassins having a bit of struggle. Moldorm trolling him a little bit. No rear shenanigans here, and no rear shenanigans. So Moldorm's down. We're gonna get the key. We know we don't have to go down there. It's gonna get the Dragon token, and we're good to go.
Yeah.
Nothing of note yet. Just kind of ammo out here in West Death Mountain.
So we're 30 minutes in, and we haven't like found like the first item yet.
Yeah.
We're just like, let's get on with it, please. Yeah. Let's go.
Listen, I can only sit here and talk with Duck for so long, so if we each get this seed.
Yeah, Lance was really hoping for a 2-hour seed, so he didn't have to talk to me too long. It's not. There we go. That's there.
Right there. Thank you, one participant.
And
we appreciate that.
And the people rejoice.
So Morph Ball. So now that this will open up a couple different checks.
Yeah, and we're obviously going to check this, and then we're going to see a hard reset to SM.
Yeah, and it opens up a ton of checks over there in SM.
Yeah,
so.
with Spring Ball you can actually do crate up. You can start with crate and you can Spring Ball jump up. I tend to like that routing. I think that routing a little bit cleaner because then you have like a decision to go to a wreck ship or not. But that's a pretty hard jump to do, and like the routing efficiency is minor. We just saw Andy with the reset. So. We'll see. I don't know what the power bomb count is here. I like, especially in the new pendants in SM meta, I always like starting with crate. I think it's even stronger now because on the way down, you can check, you can pause for, for Dragon. You can pause for, or you just kill crate, like I said, because that's meta, and then you can pause for Ridley. And then with the Dark World and Light World maps, which you can just get from Death Mountain, you have all the information, and you can just back out what Fantoon is because you have to go all the way to Fantoon to actually see on the map.
Yeah.
So I always, I just go down, I get all the information, so I know for the seed. I also tend to like putting up brinstar because like if I just do crate, like sometimes crate just has speed, and then you come here and like speed's the big thing that will cause you to orphan locations in brinstar, so that can win a seed by itself, honestly. So for what it feels like as far as like routing efficiency is for free. So both of them going to brinstar. Again, this is not my way of doing it, but this is certainly very meta. Like, not a bad thing to do whatsoever. And with the amount of power bombs and stuff they have, like, if you only had 5, you kind of want to avoid here.
Yeah, the ammo count is exceptional right now. So both these runners are in a really good spot.
Yeah, and he has more supers than I ended my my last seed with. So.
Well, maybe you should have gotten more supers. That's why he's here and you're over here. So.
Yeah. Well. That's actually why Azazas is over there and I'm over here to be actually very accurate about it.
That is very fair.
Because that was my previous opponent. But there's a gravity suit that opens up a ton right away. That's not actually Dark World access yet because we don't have a way of getting through Bot Wound. We could do. I don't think either one of these both guys are actually more to the Link to the Past side. Andy does know like a lot of like the corrupt tech in SM. I don't think he knows the Crystal Flash Clip for bot wound, so he really does need either speed or ice to get to bot wound.
Okay.
We also don't have Moon Pearl to actually get to Dark World either. So
yeah, but so it looks like even though they're having gravity, they're both gonna end up just kind of finishing up the brinstar checks, probably doing what you were saying before.
Yeah, you just do this loop. The gravity would make me think about maybe bailing, but like again, like we really only have half a Meridian right now. You're not interested in really beelining it right now. So
right. I mean, so if you say if you're one of these runners, right, you get gravity suit and you want to go down to Meridia. Like, what items are you looking for to make Meridia kind of more full clear or clearable rather?
So it's not. The only things you ever really leave in Meridia is Shaktil and Plasma, and you do that on purpose because they're slow. So it's just, can you get through it? The thing for me from Meridia in this situation where I don't have Dark World access yet is Meridia, if like maybe Moon Pearl was just somewhere and like gloves in Dark World, I'm supposed to go through Meridia. Well, never. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Stop talking about that because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So no, ironically, the thing that makes me want to go to Meridia is nothing in SM. It's Moon Pearl, because if it's Dark World access, I want to have the Moon Pearl to get there. Now, logically, you also need flippers, but there's a way of doing it that we don't have to worry about it.
Yep.
But yeah, it's actually the Moon Pearl was the #1 thing of going from Meridia. And again, assuming neither one of these know the Crystal Flash Clip, it's either ice or speed to actually get to Bot Wound and Dragon.
Okay.
So those are the three things.
The kind of things what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So.
Or if you do know it, just enough ammo to do the Crystal Flash Clip. Like I've gotten Gravity Suit early enough that I was like, I don't have the ammo to even try to do it yet.
So they look like pretty stacked on ammo. Look pretty fine to be, I don't know, fighting any boss that they come up with. Right now.
Oh, okay. Well, there's Dark World. So honestly, at this point, I will finish off just this brinstar loop, and then I would just probably go to Dark World right away.
So now, so just to cut you off, so think about it. So now, someone pointed out here. So wouldn't the Moon Pearl technically be speed locked, right? So does that change how you envision? Because now we have the gloves and technically, so speed booster's got to be out there.
Yeah.
If we're looking for Dark World access.
Yeah. So if you were smarter than me, yes.
Yeah.
The SM logic is so weird, especially with like normal and hard, and like the main thing I don't really think about logic in SM too much. It's always just like a can I do it or not. There's like sometimes it matters as I can go, especially when it's the thing that matters the most for me when it's like the crossover points, like the Mire Shed. If I find something in Mire Shed that I sequence, like I did like a high jump as lava dive, and I find something in Mire Shed, I go like, okay, I know that I needed to have had like space jump and all this stuff to get here, right?
Yeah.
So this like whatever is down there is not in logic till I find more SM stuff.
Right.
If it's just something purely in SM, I tend not to worry about it because it's just like, can I do the SM thing or not? And like it tends to not matter nearly as much. But like, it is like that is a good hint for Andy that like, especially because it's so it is a good hint, like especially if he sees something in a speed lock location, because most of them you can scout. He knows it's not in Dark World, so that is very valuable information for Moon Pearl being there.
Fair enough. So right now we're just kind of looking, kind of clearing out these checks. So let's having a bit of a wall jump issue here, but we're okay. We're getting out of there. So this is something you see like you do a lot of these checks no matter what you're doing, right? So
yeah, exactly. Like Brinstar, you're just full clear no matter what. Like. There is a couple of checks in here that like are behind. Like Wave Gate is behind, no surprise, Wave. But there's a very easy way to break it. Anyone who plays this game with any like sort of regularity knows it. It's very standard to do. Certainly anyone at this tournament at this point definitely knows the Wave Gate glitch. I think pretty much everything else in Brinstar is logically available except for Waterway, which is a hard lock.
Well, I mean, we do have right now.
And then the ceiling intake we were talking about before.
I mean, Waterway we do have gravity, right? So we're okay with that. And this is a technically locked behind Wave.
This is the Wave Gate.
But I mean, every runner does just this set here. So.
And you get the sword, which is nice. I mean, that's your first sword. You're always glad to have it. Always happy to see your first sword.
Yes. Generally only need 2 for both. Both these runners are powerful enough to only need the 2, so we're kind of we'll be thinking about getting the second one at some point.
Yeah.
So Andy's gonna head down towards Southern Brinstar here. Probably come to the Shards Beam location. I think the Waterway's back here. I think.
There's another bottle.
We're going for the full gambit of them right now.
Yeah.
So. Now, after you've checked this Brinstar area, so we're going to be heading over to kind of the Red Tower area. You're just going to continue down south, kind of like check like the Spazer area. Or are we gonna try to loop back into the blue? You go to blue
I
brinstar here?
just generally go into blue, but
Okay.
either is valid. But yeah, either there's some people who do who prefer to go in this situation where I have Dark World access is probably one of the few times I'd actually consider just going to red and just kind of getting out of this early. Just because I got Dark World access, that opens up so much. We have like Thieves Town. What are our pendants? There are crystals here. So we had Thieves Town is a boss. We have to do that, and I think that's really the only dungeon we have in Dark World right now.
Yeah.
But it's always valuable to do. We also have hammer, so you're not going to isolate anything there. So, and then just like all those early Dark World checks, like there's never a seed where you don't like. It's I think I've had like one SMZ3 where I didn't do Village of Outcasts, and it's just like so wild.
And it's the density of checks over there is just like,
yeah, like you're going to do that. I mean, you know, in your dream world, you save it until you have mitts, and you can just do Smith sequence right with it. But like, that's probably hoping for a little bit too much, right? It's probably just better to do it. You get Hype Cave, you get the Village of Outcasts, you get your Crystal done. Like the other big difference between like just a regular Link to the Past and and Hookshot. That's nice, but doesn't the big thing that Hookshot usually opens up is
that is nice, sir.
That is literally, but wait, there's more right there. That is the Billy Mays absolute special.
Absolutely, this is exactly what we talked about though. It's like once you got through this seed, it's like Brinstar has just been like a cornucopia of items.
Yeah.
Like so now we can do a couple things. So
Both of those don't really help us right now, though, because like Fire Rod is a Skullwoods is a pendant, so like it's nice because we needed it because Turtle Rock's a crystal, and Hookshot. The big thing it gets you normally is East Death Mountain. We already did that, so it's kind of like
you don't really
useless
head
until
back
we
there.
now have. So we have flippers and we can do swamp. So
right. So I mean, like right now, if Hookshot also kind of opens up like the Hookshot Cave, Dark D.
Yeah, but not. But like
you
nothing,
don't want to go over
nothing
there,
right
really.
now.
Yeah.
Like so, both of those items don't. I mean, we have Dark, but over just Dark World. Neither of those items. I mean, Fire Rod does actually do something for us, but I really doubt Annie's first play is to go do Pendant Skullwoods. And if it is, I have questions.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, guess what? Remember when we talked about earlier in the seed, hey, this would be great, but now we have an abundance of choices that we need to be making.
I would get hammered in this seed because I put off Brinstar, and it's just the cornucopia of everything down here.
Maybe the meta is shifting, and you're getting.
Is he scouting this? Oh my God!
Well, why? When is the next time he's going to come back down here?
So okay, the reason you don't scout this is because there's another speedlock location later. So when you scout this, it then makes Waterway even less valuable because instead of going, okay, I can do 2 checks now, you just have 1, and like you're just like, it's like you find out that maybe that is like flippers or something. Like that's kind of useful information, but like you just find speed and you're gonna kind of come back here at some point anyways. Like, and the scout you see how long the scout takes. You got to wall jump a million miles up the air. It's definitely anti-meta at this point.
So here's something that's going to be we're looking at our first actual route divergence that's actually going to matter.
Yeah.
It's Asazas didn't go over to Blue
Oh
Brinstar.
yeah. And
so
that's where there was a lot there.
No Hookshot, no Fire Rod, no mitts.
No mitts is the big one right now, right?
So he's going over to Kraid, which kind of like was one of the things you like to do. I mean, like hopefully. Do runners really? Will they usually go
and
kill
Azazas
Kraid
is
and
the
head
one
back that way?
Sorry,
right?
I didn't mean to. Sorry, but Azazas is the one who knows that Kraid is green pendant. Like I said, it's kind of meta to blind this, but the rare chance you do have that information, like I'm gonna like I'll probably still do it just because again it's 3 items, and then especially green pendant, I get a bonus item on top of it. So I'd still do it, but I'd probably deprioritize this over doing like maybe like wreck ship or something. Does it get a sword? That's it's.
So basically what Asazas is gonna have to hope for is that something really strong is over here that like possibly Andy gets, because like Andy got a laundry list of items that is really gonna keep him busy in Link to the Past for quite a while. And he may not be coming back to the Kraid area for quite some time. So.
Or I mean, he might. You have to. Well, he doesn't know about that Kraid is a pendant. If he knew about Kraid, I would just be like, well, I'm not going to come to Kraid. But like in his situation, again, killing Kraid is meta. He might just be like, well, I'm just going to do it now.
Yeah. But Andy has showed that he doesn't really do.
Yeah, he has
meta
been
starts
going,
right.
Yeah,
so
he's definitely gone off script a few times here. Honestly, like, yeah, the problem is like as far as like big thing, like. Sometimes, like when you check something that your opponent didn't, it's almost better for it to be a little thing, like Ice Rod. That it's like your opponent just might. But like this is such an obvious spot. Like Azazas needs more something like Varia or something, and then
to get him moving. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's really hard when your opponent has mitts and you don't. It's like it's really hard to like even that out. That's just like that's bad for you. The only way it's not bad is a lot of times like Mitts does open up a bunch of stuff, right? It's pretty common in SMZ3s for there's just nothing to be behind Mitts.
Yeah.
It could be a situation where, you know, maybe Azazas does find like a Varia or something down here. He does lower Norfair stuff.
Yeah.
By the time he finally gets back to blue brinstar, Mitts are his go mode. Like that could be that would be actually huge for Azazas. So like it seems really good for and like I said, Andy. Oh, and there's that speed. So okay, so we are now in logic.
Kind of puts all that stuff purely in logic. So Andy's probably.
And now, well, the downside is now that Waterway is hard isolated for Andy. Like he's never coming there. In a semifinals match.
When he was over there?
No, you can't see Waterway without speed.
Okay.
That's one of the few items you can't scout with. So there's the thing with speed is most of the items you can scout or like sequence break around.
Yeah.
Waterway, believe is the only one you can't actually see in any way, shape, or form. Is there another one? Just Waterway, right? Yeah, just Waterway.
That's it. So, I mean, so right now it's like we're looking like a pretty decent advantage over to Andy's side just because he kind of went.
Well, there's Spazer. That's something.
Spazer. It's nice. It's a nice consolation prize for getting over to Kraid, but basically, in order for SMZ to kind of this to be a worthwhile decision, something very important is going to have to need to be on green pendant.
Yeah, we really need like Varia, and then like again, the seed leads him in a different direction, and Mitts or go mode. Well, that whole cluster, it's gonna be really hard for that whole cluster to be go mode though. Is the issue?
Yeah.
Like if it was just Mitts by itself. The problem is Mitts is also sitting next to two other very important things. So like.
It's just a cluster of really good items right now.
Yeah, for there to be nothing beyond any of those is going to be pretty bonkers. I'd be really surprised. So the flip side is Steve's probably going to force him to go over there sooner than later. So and like it's really when you like you see these randos where right now it looks like Andy's like just gaining time and Azazas is losing time. The thing is like Andy could come back and do all this stuff that Azazas is doing now, like 2 hours later. At which point, like, and these are stuff you're always going to do, right? So he's not really losing time by doing these checks overall. It's only when you see when your opponent's doing stuff like catfish and that kind of stuff, where like you might not even do it, that you're really like gaining time on them. Yeah,
the only dangerous part I can see is that if Andy starts checking things as things are unlocked, and then he kind of goes on a bunch of wild goose chases that comes out to nothing,
right?
And then Azazas gets those items when he has more information, and so he's able to check a little more efficiently for the things he's looking for. That could be kind of dangerous for Andy, but for right now, he's kind of has a really solid spot here.
We're sort of doing the commentator thing where it's like Andy has a clear advantage, and we're trying to go, well, maybe not.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's like we have to keep that. I mean, first of all, let me be 100% clear. Absolutely not over whatsoever.
Right.
Andy does have a clear advantage right now by getting those, especially like now as Azazas is starting to go to questionable locations, trying to find something. So I'm not. Oh, that's right. He does have Dark World. Never mind.
So he has a Dark World action with this hammer spot here, and that means that he gets to he actually gets to get to look at a lot of checks that Andy hasn't looked at yet. So
exactly, yeah. But the problem is Andy's gonna be doing these. So Azazas is probably gonna do Thieves Town, right? But doesn't have the mitts, so he's not gonna have Smith sequence coupled in. Now, even if Smith sequence doesn't have anything, if Azazas comes back later to check it anyways, like. Doing this and coming back later is going to be less efficient, so that will still be a benefit for Andy. And it's doubly worse if Smith sequence does have something for Andy, because then he's just kind of putting onto this lead that he has.
All right, so we got I guess that's an X-ray, I believe.
I will say with this Rex ship play, I kind of actually disagree with this here, because Rex ship is the one thing that you can kind of just like skip a lot of times in SM.
So would you have would you
I would have gone to
Dark World instead?
Yeah, with all that stuff I have, I'm like, again, I'm doing like, how often do you skip Village of Outcast?
I mean,
I was saying before, like maybe you put it off to mitts, and he has mitts, so like, what are you waiting for, bud? Like, just go there.
It might be kind of an efficiency play, right? I mean, maybe he's thinking.
No,
I mean,
like, you can just reset the Rex ship whenever, right? It's not really an efficiency play.
I mean, like he has to get
and he
back.
can get a high jump, and he can get like high jump or space jump later, like. And like, a lot of it's kind of a meme in the SM community that Rex ship is just empty. So like, I don't.
Yeah.
With not only the fact if he just had Dark World, maybe the fact he's got Dark World and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like the Rex ship at all, because it's very possible that Azazas just will not do this later.
Yeah, that's true. So he might be kind of losing a little bit of time. But what I've noticed about Andy's play so far is that he's been kind of going for the
whatever
full,
I say
thorough.
I say he does the opposite.
I mean, that's been working out for him all tournament. So I mean, it's just be okay.
His whole life, even before he met me, he was just like.
So we're. Basically, he's been in a full clear mode pretty much the entire time.
He plays, right?
Yeah,
he has.
And, I mean, in all honesty, so as it says, he's just kind of made these different decisions. So neither of them have kind of like marooned any items or anything like that. So it's just kind of just like they're checking things as they're in front of them.
Right.
The route divergence is, it's not bad. You think that, like I said, this is going to get back there eventually. It's just right now we're just talking about small things that are screwing up like efficiencies, really. Charge beam is huge, right? So that kind of helps out with not soft locking on bosses, really, if you came out.
Yeah, it does help with that. We know we can guarantee get through Mud right now. It's just going to be a very long fight for Andy. He's still going to want, the thing is, like, that charge beam is nice, but we already are also already sitting at very nice ammo.
Yeah.
But like charge beam is not something Azazas needed, so like that's not an out. Like that helps Andy. He's gonna be happy to have it. It takes a lot of pressure off his mind. The one thing with fast Ganon is ammo is even more tight because a lot of times like you're not going to GT and picking up those couple extra missile packs.
Right.
So again, charge beam is nice, but if that's all that's here, Azazas.
Gained back a lot of time on that, right?
Well, so if Azazas may just never do wreck ship.
Yeah.
And I mean he'll just kill Fantoon and leave, right? Because Fantoon is required. But that's going to be it's like 10 minutes to do all this stuff. It's big.
Yeah. So we're kind of hoping to see some sort of action on Azazas' side here, doing nothing really. In Thieves Town so far. I mean, like we're looking.
Oh, it just sounded like he was just like
not
even playing the game.
He's just standing around doing it. No, it's Thieves Town. It's like whether it's like going or not, you have to kind of do it the same way here.
Right.
And it's kind of annoying. In kind of a longer dungeon. So at least he has the hammer. He's gonna be able to full clear it. Hopefully, we can see something. I'm not sure what he could really, maybe like boots or something like that.
Boots would be. Boots are just pure efficiency, right?
Yeah.
So boots would be nice.
Yeah, the earlier you can get boots, the more efficient your Link to the Past clears on a whole are.
Yeah, okay.
So
everything I said is now out the window.
So basically everything that you say now, I'm gonna tell chat is just do the exact opposite, and you.
How are you coming out of this conversation looking like the smart one?
Powerful SMZ3. It's only, so you gotta be able to ask the right questions, and that's it. That's all you gotta do.
Just ask the right questions.
See, I'm just letting you talk and make a fool of yourself while I get to reign supreme here.
So
it's doing really well.
But wait, with that Canis Maria, that means this wreck ship play is hard required.
Yes.
So when you're doing this play, like you just need one thing, right? It's not like I need you just have one thing and you go like even if this doesn't pay me off immediately, which is kind of the way it's looking like right now. You just know like my opponent has to do this, so I didn't really lose that much time. Like it's just hard required to do this.
Yeah.
So
but the thing is, the more things that Andy finds here that are all like required for Link to the Past.
Oh yeah, the more is the better. But you just need one for it to not be bad.
That astounding insight. Yeah. The larger thing is the more he gets to do here is the
ask better questions then, Lane. I know what to tell you. Like.
There's no question making a point here. The more efficient he can check the rest of Link to the Past and doesn't have to come back here, because like hopefully he gets to do all this right, and then he gets to leave he gets to leave the whole Norfair area, whole heat locked area behind. Hopefully Varia somewhere in Link to the Past behind all these items, so he can go back, get those, and then be able to efficiently go down to the upper and.
I have no idea what you're saying.
That
at all.
I will guide you through both of these games. All right, we will get there.
I don't know how. Norfair got entered into this conversation. That's what I'm confused about.
I'm saying there's an entire section of the game called Norfair, right? There's an upper and a lower part. It's a little hot there in the summer. So what you're going to need is a whole other suit to get down there and check it efficiently.
Sure.
So what we want to be doing is he would like to get them behind all these sweet checks so he doesn't have to double dip back and forth. Whereas Asazas now is now doing a significant chunk, but he does not have the important items that are now.
I figured out why I didn't understand. That is technically correct, but the most obvious thing in the world. So I just didn't
Listen,
I assumed some sort of insight was happening, and there was none. So I was like, it's just right over my head.
Right. So I know the basic concepts generally elude you, but I'm here. I'm here as one with the viewer. We're trying to work it through together.
Okay,
you know?
that tracks.
Yeah, everything that I've corrected you about, someone in text has told me about. So this is like I have like an unfair advantage right here.
Okay. Poor viewer, please. I heard Lang say it, and I like making fun of Lang, so I thought it was his idea. So just be mad at him for him stealing your good ideas, okay? Now I just dunked on some random guy on the internet. I just feel like a jerk about it.
He's probably a jerk. But thank you so much, viewer. I appreciate your watching. Watch more. Follow all this SG streams.
Yeah.
So, all right. So
I've just been notified I've been fired.
Yeah, that's right. So I feel bad because we've been bantering,
there was a bow, by the way.
Jovial style. There was a bow.
That's big. That opens up pod.
Huge.
That is very big. It's also, again, in a very obvious look. There's no way Andy's ever missing it. But
right, yeah. So,
but we were saying, as more and more stuff Azazas gets right now, the better Stuff is good.
Oh, is that
Like,
too obvious?
Yeah,
is that too obvious of an insight for your high intellect, Duck?
I regret this immediately.
Got him. All right, so
I'm glad everyone got to see your little dance, by the way,
no problem.
on the
Here we
camera.
go. So
the little Lynx dance.
yeah, it's very leprechaun-esque. So. All right, so
I didn't say it.
Andy is cleaning. I know what I am. Andy is cleaning up checks here, but really he doesn't need anything else out here. He just
like I was just like I tend to be a pretty aggressive player where it's just like because I'm obviously done. I'm just like I got new thing. Let's do new thing.
Right.
Like so,
right.
But again, this is all stuff that's gonna like. And Andy is smarter than me in this. Like this is stuff that like you're gonna do no matter what. So it was like I'm here already. Like there's a certain efficiency loss you get from like going back and forth between games. So it's like I'm here. Let me just do all this stuff. Again, he doesn't know about Craze or Green Pennant. But I just said it's just so meta just to kill him, and then he'll be able to turn it in very efficiently when he's going over to Eastern and Pod, and he'll just be able to mirror between the two when he gets that bow. So like Andy's like set up really good.
Yeah.
Even though Azazas is getting this stuff like quote unquote earlier. And he's going to all this stuff as play. Azazas is almost certainly going to do all this stuff as well. And so Andy's just in a really good spot because he's going to come down here. I would be surprised if he goes to Meridia. Then I'm really surprised. I think that's a bit much. Meridia's another one of those places that just loves being empty when you have all this dark roll. It just really feels like probably finish off Kraid, do some of the early Norfair checks. Then we'll do all the standard dark world stuff. He's going to get his bow. We're going to see Pod and Eastern. I think Pod was a pendant? No, it's not. Okay, they're both crystals.
Yeah.
So we'll see Pod, Eastern, and then maybe see something. At that point, I would probably be looking if we've seen nothing else.
Oh, no. Okay. All right. So that could change this. We got ice. We got ice beam. We got flippers.
That's Swamp.
Yeah, that is Swamp. He
but
does not have the hook shot.
Doesn't have the hook shot. Oh no.
Yeah,
that was.
It's almost like what I was talking about. Is kind of
Well, hold on.
It's like the head. So
what are we missing now?
So we're missing ice rod.
Ice rod.
Yeah.
We're missing.
Do you need high jump boots?
No, absolutely not.
Someone help me, please.
No.
Basically,
just pretend we're in go mode for SM.
Oh, perfect, awesome, great. So now I can talk about the thing I know.
Yes.
So now, because this is right now looking like that he has the items that he has. He thinks he has to be following this logic here. He's going to go check pyramid. He might go to catfish.
What was that shine spark?
You can dunk on Andy after we're done talking about the technicals. Okay.
Okay.
He's checking the pyramid, and possibly he just goes to Pod and full clears Pod just to see what it.
Well, yeah, I think so. But I'm just saying, what are we? Yeah,
what are we actually looking for here?
Yeah, we're actually looking for. I mean, let's if you assume Turtle Rock's Ether, which is not the best assumption, but like, all we need is Ice Rod and Ice Rod. I think that's literally it.
Oh, I mean, is there a possibility?
If Andy just needs to come more E-tanks to do hell runs for lower Norfair because we have flute, so we can enter pretty easily.
Can I put my tinfoil hat on for you?
Go ahead.
Help you out. So, if desert is required, and the big key is on
Desert's dependent, so that's gonna be real wild.
Oh, it's almost like I'm trying to finish a thought. So,
okay.
if it's a pedestal seed and desert is required, and you have the big
and your
key
pedestal
on there,
seeds.
and then you get the little booties, and then you need the boots. That could be
but
possible. But
desert's dependent. How can the boots be on?
If the ice rod is on the pedestal.
Oh, and then you need. Okay.
Yeah, see, I'm here. Nice quick kill by Andy.
Chat must love you coming up with ped theories.
Yeah, see, we're one and the same. I'm trying to figure out because you forget this. They're going to swap spots, and they're going to be checking all the same stuff, and we're going to get nothing new to talk about. So
that's
we're
true.
Really get this in here. So, all right.
That is true.
I do appreciate. So this is a pretty out of the way check, and that's just an energy tank. And I'm still trying to grasp something for Stasis to find over here that makes it bad for Andy. Yeah, I mean,
the best thing to be like. I always say the best thing you can do is. It's not so much skip something that your opponent did. You want to get something it's somewhere that your opponent skipped.
Yes.
That is way more, especially like because when you skip something your opponent did, it's like a flat time save. It's like catfish is like 30 seconds. If you get something that your opponent skipped, that can be in SMZ3 especially. That can be like an hour.
Yeah.
Like legit. Like if you just full clear the seed and you just never come back, like it can be that's GG's right there. Especially especially for two relatively even matched players, that's definitely GG.
Yeah,
but like that's showing we get like the big upsets as well in this.
Right. So I mean, the really issue is that on the flip side, right? So Cesar's found these other ends of ham that can do a couple things in pod. It's still going to continue to draw him away from the place that he really needs to go. He needs to get mitts, hammer. So he's going to have to come back here.
Yeah.
So I mean, doing pod isn't a bad idea because I mean you have to do pod anyways,
do it,
right? So it doesn't matter, but
I think
hopefully Andy gets to go over here while being in go mode at some point.
Yeah,
right?
I think as this is saving grace is that there's just so much stuff over there, right? Like he's locked out of swamp, he's locked out of turtle. Well, he's maybe locked out of turtle that fire rod. You know, he's locked out of like he's not really gonna want to do Dark Death Mountain without the hook shot, right?
Right.
Or he can't without the mitts. Like, and like the mitts are locked. Like he's just locked out of so much stuff because of that.
Right, but he has just enough to make it annoying. Like to
Yeah,
be over here.
but he's gonna get back there. He's gonna do the dungeons right, and then he's probably gonna get back there. Hopefully, I mean, I think the worst case scenario is he does Meridia before going back.
Yeah.
And you can say like, oh well, Ice Rod could be there, but the problem is that Andy will do Meridia sooner than later. Like he needs it to be kind of off the path and let them kind of converge back a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, as his major problem is just like Andy has like all this cool stuff. He's just picking up efficiency. Like every frame he walks forward, he's just doing it slightly more efficient now.
Right.
Able to like double stuff in together. So we'll see. All right,
that does not pay off. Okay.
Yeah.
So
that'd be bad to pay. Like.
Yeah.
It's one of those situations like just because Azaz gets it first is not necessarily good for him at this point.
Right.
If it's just like in the middle of the highway, right,
Yeah.
staring there, like
you got to roll over it at some point, right?
It's got to be somewhere Andy's not going to do for a bit. And unfortunately, right now, he's doing Azaz is doing all of the just like obvious checks. So if he finds Ice Rod here, that's good for Andy.
Right.
Despite the fact that his opponent gets it first.
Right, but he's doing all these things right now that Andy's gonna have to do. Right.
Yeah. So no one's gaining or losing time right now.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if go mode is here, that is bad.
Yes.
Because
yes,
he's still got to go back and clean some stuff up, and he's definitely behind at this point.
Right. So, Andy is like, I don't know. He's right now. It's like checking Death Mountain over checking any other real location is.
Going to Dark World. What? Oh, well, he's doing. Actually, no. Never mind. I take again. I hate to admit this, but Andy knows what he's doing sometimes. He's so close to go mode, right? It makes sense to beeline Turtle Rock and get that scout information.
Right.
And he gets the ether, so he knows I've been saying room 1, we were like 1.5 because it could have been another medallion. He's literally just Ice Rod away from go mode at this point. Ice Rod plus he does need some additional stuff to help get him through lower Norfair, and that is one of them, and that is another one. Plasma and
more E-tanks. And the boots. Holy moly.
The anti-Andy boot location. I'd like to see you hover to those, pug boy.
Oh, my goodness. So it almost seems like this is like highway for Andy. It's just like this beautiful thing that he just kind of...
Andy is looking golden. As is his main hope now is as an Ice Rod hunt, and Ice Rod is just on the moon, right? It's in Shack Tool, something like that.
I was like, I don't know where the moon is in this game, but...
Shack Tool is
okay.
the moon. that is the moon, is Shack Tool.
Right, so I mean...
Shack Tool is the only reason you ever check Shack Tool is you have to take a bathroom break.
Right.
And it's like, I might as well get a check-in while I'm going to the bathroom.
So I mean, the only other ways that like the outside choices that this can be like, so what if like Ice Rod's on the one space jump spot, right, over by GT.
Yeah. Like that's true. If
that would be
Ice
the
Rod,
second of his day if that happens.
Yeah, if Ice Rod is like, I mean, the only place that space jump actually locks is that GT missile. But if you put Ice Rod there, then it becomes a space jump hunt. And then
so it's that or like I mean the other one location is the.
Space jump is on library.
That is why people smarter than me track the items.
How do you remember all this stuff?
Well, see, there's this little program here, right?
It doesn't say where it doesn't say that space jump is on library on that.
I'm trying to help you, bud. All right. So
I'm complimenting our tracker for doing such a fantastic job.
If you were looking, right?
Did we just
Various suit is right sitting there behind Ganon.
Oh no. Well, so actually that's not. Honestly,
it takes a long time for him to click through these things. Let him work through it.
Andy's kind of going through these gyrations here. Like, that's not, like... If I was in Andy's shoe, I would see that I was like, well, I didn't really care about Varia. Like, if Ice Rod pops up anywhere...
Yeah.
Like, I might be going like, oh, well... But that really makes me go like, okay, I'm going to gobble up every E-tank. I'm going to gobble up every super. I'm going to gobble up every power bomb. Like, hopefully I'll just hell run this stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Now, the most annoying thing would be... Ice Rod in lower Norfair or even upper Norfair, but like because definitely lower hell running lower Norfair without
you can hell run it in go mode and it's not that bad, but if you're trying to make checks, it becomes increasingly more dangerous.
It becomes increasingly more. He's really gonna want screw attack.
Yeah.
He will get that space jump that we were just informed about.
Oh.
So if he remembers the mirror and get it.
Yeah. There you go.
But Yeah, I mean, at this point, I see that, I'm just like, okay, this is a hell run state. Which, honestly, for semifinals, if I could plan to a semifinals or final match, I would put Varia on Lumberjack.
And I'm sure they're all very happy that you're not the guy doing that.
Yeah,
just
to dare people to, like, because that's such a, I mean, that's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to go for this? Are you a bad enough dude to save the president from Lower Norfair? Like, you know? To full clear Lower Norfair. It's right here. You could take 5 minutes to get it, or you could just, go do it.
Just pull up the bootstraps
so
and get out there.
I love that that's there for a semifinal match. That's great.
You're a sick man. So, all right.
I want to see the skill and execution, not just like flipping coins and see who wins. This is great.
You're here for it? Okay, fine.
Yeah,
fine.
I'm absolutely here for it.
All right. So nothing really of any excellence out here in pod on the side. We know we know there's not.
I mean,
really
it's still
much
just
over
this
here.
Ice Rod.
Yeah, we know there's nothing really over in Thieves Town, so these two are just kind of slamming through. We'll see what's on.
And
Helma.
I do believe, so that Varia suit is in Logic. Honestly, if I'm Andy's position, like I'm definitely gonna I'll do the dungeons, right? I'm gonna do swamp.
It's good of him to do that in the game where you need to do the dungeons, right?
First, do the dungeons first.
Okay.
I asked him to do this. I immediately regret it. Definitely do the dungeons first, but honestly, now that I see that Varia suit, I mean, even though I have Gravity suit, I'm kind of tempted to at least do Upper Norfair Hell runs.
Okay.
You know, because that's in Logic. Like, he could have that right now if he wanted. So I'd be thinking, like, Upper Norfair, maybe I'd put off the Lower Norfair a little bit. If, high jump or screw attack would be amazing. Like, screw attacks makes those hell runs so much easier. Plasma is pretty, to me, for Lower Norfair hell runs, I really don't greenlight it in my head until I have either plasma or screw. He does have plasma. Screw is definitely a little bit nicer to have. It really makes it pretty free.
So I mean, is there a world where he just decides to just go to Aghanim and kill Aghanim, get the Varia?
Yeah, the world where he's not any good. I mean, well, I am making fun of him a little, but like, if you're in the semifinals and you see Varia there, you're just like, I'm hell running. Like, I'm just not getting that. The only way you do it is like, it's where, like, for whatever reason, there's just like 10 E-tanks in GT, which we're not going to today, and it's just like it's just so low energy and health that he just can't do it. Right.
So I mean, I guess it also helps that he's only looking for one thing, right? So he can just go to Ridley, do all that, and then check on the way back, kind of thing. We do need to kill.
And like, it's probably pretty likely that Ice Rod's not there. If he just finds it somewhere else, then he can just go hell run it, right? Which will be a lot comfier.
So here's a better question, and I don't think I've kept track of this, so pardon me. Do we know what's on Ridley in terms of pendant or? So I don't think we do. So is Ridley?
No, we've never. They never paused.
Yeah. So. You don't really, they didn't have any item change or anything like
that.
But
we have 3 pendants already, don't we? Kraid, Skullwoods, and...
no, I only see...
Kraid, Skullwoods, and Desert.
Okay, so
Ridley's required.
Ridley's required, so he's going to be one of those things. All right, so...
Yeah. It's either, I don't think we have enough boss information. 1, 2, 3... Yeah, we just have 3 bosses. So one's a boss, one's a crystal.
Okay, so this is now Duck's counting stream.
Yeah. Well, sorry, my eyes aren't good. It's tiny.
No, I just want to make sure that we're kind of because now we're going to start lining up what actually we're going to need to destroy.
You need to kill
Ridley's going to need to go.
Ridley and Dragon are hard required. We know that because we have our 3 pendants, and that's all that really matters. I'm not entirely sure. Do we might have a second red crystal out somewhere? We have the 2 red crystals. No, we have Turtle Rock and...
I think both the reds are
Turtle Rock and Pod. So it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Like I said, there may be some minor routing efficiencies, like, I can kill Mother Brain a little early, but it's not a big deal. We are seeing our return to Eastern here after Pod. Yeah, makes it just combo, and we're pretty much going to see Andy do the same exact thing here shortly. So
so I say this is going to have to go. I mean, so I say this is going to have to do this, and then he's going to have to start trying to think what I say this thinks that he can even check from here. Is he going to have to go back to kind of clean up clutch checks in Blue Brinstar? Or are you going over to Meridia because
Probably
you have Grav suit?
I mean, I'm so much of a full loop Brinstar player that I'm not in this situation a lot. The only thing
with his pinky out, okay.
No, it's just like, do you like coffee or do you like tea, right? Like, I drink coffee and you're asking me, like, what's the best tea? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm just not in this situation very often, so, like, I don't know, like, how much, like, I skipped Blue Brinstar is really weighing. And now you could, like, kind of route it in together. And I think the other thing is, no, Asazas doesn't have, where was Speed? I'm trying to remember.
Speed Booster was on, it's on the moat.
Moat. Right. And Azazas does. Yeah, actually, I wouldn't be surprised to see wreck ship.
Yeah, wreck ship might be the next play. I mean, that'll wreck ship.
Yeah,
will bring
probably
him
still
to-
putting off Meridia because we can't get all the way through it. Although he could backdoor it and get all the way through it that way. 'Cause
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about getting through bottom moon that way.
But like knowing that you have your blue brinstar checks, it's like, do you really go that way?
Yeah, like I said, like I don't.
Right. I mean,
So I don't know. I'm not in this position very often. To me, it would kind of weigh in my mind a little bit, but I don't know. I think if I was in Azaza's shoes, I would be thinking Meridia probably.
Yeah.
Maybe wreck ship.
we will see.
I'm like, again, I just tend to play it. I tend to do wreck ship a lot earlier, like so it's.
we get it. You know, you're up here and you would never be deigning.
That's
to
not
go
what
back.
I'm saying.
I'm bust with you. So Asazas is. I'm trying to hope that Asazas goes.
The
here.
only
so it looks
thing
like
I'm
he's
up
going
here
to wreck
about
ship.
is height.
Yeah,
Thanks to you. The little guild that you got going on.
Hey, this is fantastic.
The who designed the toilets here?
Yeah.
Apparently.
Whoa, wait. This is a nice venue. We want to be invited
The
back.
toilets are like
We
they
wanna
come
be
up to my shins.
All right, you're not that tall.
Besides that, the Hilton is lovely. Thank you
he's
for having
just
us.
walking around 9 feet tall, just swatting aside rando players.
I'm the one. I'm out of the tournament. I'm the one getting swatted. I am the swatee.
SWAT. All right, now we're getting some new checks.
Yes.
On
yes.
Andy's side, and it says this is kind of going back down from the red tower from.
You're gonna see the red tower. We could see a left-hand turn here back to Brent. Oh, that's kind of weird though. Probably just going red tower down to Meridia, or just.
Well, so it would be weird to go to Meridia because he already went that way. So maybe he's thinking about maybe clearing.
Well, but you can just link this down into the Meridia play. So I think this probably is the Meridia play.
Okay.
There's a lot there's no flute or anything in SM, right? So there's only like 2 spots you really can start from.
Right.
And so you just have to like, where do you want to run? So if you were just going purely to Meridia, it'd be faster to come in from Norfair. But because he's got the red tower checks hanging, he's like, oh, I'll just do these on the way.
Yeah.
And it's very efficient. So.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Andy doing the Smith sequence, so he's kind of covering the same ground that Asazas did earlier, but he's able to do it just a little more efficiently, or a little more thoroughly, I'd say. Because if none of these things pan out, it doesn't really do much for him.
I mean, if Ice Rod, God forbid Ice Rod is on the Smith sequence,
it's a disaster for.
it's at that point,
Asazas.
I would almost say it's GG, but Andy has the most difficult thing you can do in SMZ3, which is lower Norfair hell runs.
Yeah.
Andy's a very good player, but like it happens to every very good player that like you just die and you just like there's infinite. You know, we joke about having like infinite Ganons, right? Like there's the infinite Ridley as well. Like and Ridley is way harder than Ganon in a hell run. So
yeah, and a death in Super Metroid is so much more punishing. Than
because that save portal from Ridley is like 2 minutes away.
Yeah.
Or maybe not 2 minutes, but it's like a minute away. Plus the Ridley fight could last another like well in a hell run it can't really last that long in 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you will just die. But so yeah, like each attempt is like 2-3 minutes, and like if you just sort of like misestimate, like, oh, I think I have enough, and it turns out you're just like, you know, maybe you're just a couple health short even, like you're just kind of stuck down there.
Yeah.
Like it can be pretty bad.
Yeah.
So
Andy getting his third sword, actually checking. So he's going to get through here, and he's going to know he needs. Like, he's got the same thing to say this, right? So he's going to know now, all right, now I'm only thinking Ice Rod because I have.
Yeah, I forgot Andy didn't have the flippers.
Yeah.
So yeah, now he knows it's only. He was 2 from go before when he did the Turtle Rock. Now he's only 1 from go.
And he knows where Varia is, and I don't know if Asazas knows where Varia is.
Does not. I don't believe. I've mostly been watching Andy's because Andy's kind of like got into the checks first, and Azazas has been following up a little bit, so it's pretty easy for me to miss some of those things.
I guess also to be noted, I don't think that Andy mirrored out to grab Space Jump, so I don't think that he.
Yeah, I don't think
it's
he did.
an odd. So I'm not sure.
Well, I trust Link Force, and that thing is not lit up,
Yeah.
so he did not.
So
more than you.
I agreed.
Yes.
This is just a bumbling clowns over here, and the real professional to our left. So, all right.
The literal silent partner.
Yeah. So right now we're just kind of rechecking. So it's gonna go wreck ship. The only thing over here in wreck ship was Cane of Samaria, which is not gonna do much.
No, it doesn't open anything. But again, it's just. Oh, like a lot of people think like, oh, that's big, or like, oh, that only opens up one thing or something. But at the end of the day, it's like you had to come here. So
yeah. So it's just
Azazas is making it a little bit more complex. You can just jump right there.
Jump on the shorter one here. So and he's gonna go through swamp.
This is new. Yeah.
He's doing this while he's here. So
I would have. I'm actually surprised Azazas didn't do this. Oh, the hook shot. Right.
Yeah. See.
Yeah. So this is new.
Yeah. This is going to be tough. So, I mean, for Andy, do you full clear this? You probably just kind of check all the checks. I mean, I know in normally if you're one from go mode, generally in Link to Past, if you usually kind of maroon the left side. But I think that he's been playing a very efficient, more like just a heavy check everything. So maybe he kind of just goes through and checks left side as well.
I think I'm on Andy's shoes.
Not often, but yeah.
Okay. I think I do left side here just because, like, everything has kind of been coming up roses for Andy. Like, I mean, there was the early horridness, right? So, like I said, when that happens, you never feel good about it. But, like, it was so bad. And, like, Andy's very experienced. And, like, I think Andy's pretty good at, like, you know, getting into his opponent's head. It's like, my opponent probably did that too. So, he's probably feeling pretty good. So, he might think, like, I have the time to burn to do the left side swamp. You know, just play a little conservatively here. So we'll see. I mean, a lot of times it depends. Like, is there 1 over there? Is there 2 over there? Is there 3 over there? Like, if there's 3, there's 0. I can't imagine him skipping it. If there's 1, maybe.
I'm trying to think of what else he was possibly. So I mean, we don't know. I mean, outside of like the super long shots, right? Like the pedestal things. Whatever, it's. I mean, we don't know what Meyer Medallion is yet, and he hasn't checked. So. It's possible that
there could
be a second item needed here.
Sorry, like. The other thing about doing so many of these, like, I'm getting seed bleed from my seeds.
Right.
And, like, in the back of mine, I was like, no, Myers a pendant. Like, but that was mine. So, yeah, we actually might still need 2. We might need another medallion as well. In fact, it's likely, it's rare for both medallions to be the exact same. So,
yeah.
So everything we said in the last 20 minutes has been wrong.
That happens often. It's gonna be happening a lot with our duo here.
That does happen often.
Don't know.
I was crying. I'm sorry. Was that a? I thought I saw yellow. I didn't know if that was another medallion.
I didn't see.
It's not lit up
no.
again. So
Thank
I'm
you,
assuming
crowd. Yeah. All right. It's not that fast. Come on. Just got on the screen. So right now we're gonna be heading over, and he's gonna head over to finish this dungeon out. Fantoon on the left side, so I'm assuming it says this is going to just basically full clear the rest of Wreck Ship.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is... It would be really weird to do it at this point since he's kind of running out of stuff to do, but there is the skip the top of Wreck Ship play. That is a kind of a meta thing to do if you're trying to be aggressive. But in this situation where he's running low on checks, that's pretty aggressive.
Yeah, because we're an hour and 40 in.
And he's setting up the 0 cycle, by the way. And wow, gets it. Yeah, that was really close. Nicely done.
With some time to spare too. It was a nice 0 cycle on Andy's side.
Yeah.
But like that kind of execution you can expect from both these runners. These runners are both excellent, excellent Link to the Past players, and actually both showing a lot of skill in Super Metroid. Especially as Sazas is expecting, like, I mean, Andy's been running this game for years, right? And Sazas like basically just picked this up for Randomizer and doing a really excellent job with his movement.
He's got a pretty good energy. It's like a 126 or something.
I think it's a little faster than that. But
is it faster than that?
I think so.
I'm out of the loop. This is not.
I think it's a higher 125. I mean, irrelevant.
Oh, did he join the Cut Duck Club? There's a long and luscious club at this point.
The numbers are getting higher every day.
Yeah.
The tree is just the door's wide open.
Yeah. I mean, but from execute, like, they're pretty close on Link to the Past execution. And he does have a little bit of an edge in SM though.
Yeah.
So
he's been doing it for a long time, and he kind of showed that a little bit with his movement there. But it's right now it's tough because when your execution is this close.
Yeah.
And like he's starting to bleed time just by not having.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like. These are 2 different seeds, right? Like, Andy's having this beautiful Autobahn highway, just all of his options laid out before him, and it says it's just sweating, like, looking for last location in these checks. Like,
that definitely happens in SMZ more than any of the other randoms, where it's just like you watch 2 players, and it's just like, you can't believe this is the same seed. Like, they're not even, like, in the same universe. Like, but yeah, it's just like having 3 big items in Blue Brinstar like that,
it's brutal here.
Yeah.
I feel bad because Asazas is going to have something experience like where if you had a seed like Asazas says on the left side, you would be telling anyone you could possibly tell about the bad beat that you're having. Where Andy is just like,
I'm just going to get up and leave.
I could hang out, Link Force could jump on. We could have a little more fun.
You could probably recite my seeds better than I can at this point
possibly,
that I've had this week.
Yeah, a lot of angry talks, a lot of movement.
Yeah, we went over. It's the stand from Monkey Island when I get angry. Just doing one of these.
It just roll you to the bar. Get this man a PBR and put him down for a nap.
Oh God, I've needed more nap-nats this weekend.
Not a lot of sleep going on for
No.
commentary teams and runners out here.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
This whole week, it's been a lot. It's been a ton of fun. If you haven't gotten a chance to come down to one, even if you're not running, like there's a ton of stuff going on.
Yeah, I've been running a single thing all week, and I'm having an absolute blast. So, come down and support. You can be part of the sweet crowd over here. That's
But yeah, you hear the
very very muted
Hey, pipe down.
news at like 9 p.m. All right, so Andy's
my time to shine crowd,
not the peasants. Come on,
Yeah.
you can't do that. All right, so now we're looking. So we have reserve tanks over here. Andy's done nothing really of note. So he did check left side.
Yeah.
Nothing. Our ice rod is still not there.
Yeah.
It looks like Andy's gonna go probably do the full the full pod clear here.
Yeah, the full. Like you said before, we're now deep into the because they're in 2 different seeds. Like we've seen all this stuff, so there's not gonna be much new. They're also kind of in a place where it's like we know exactly what they're doing for the next 10 minutes. So
yeah. So I just get to make fun of you for 10 minutes. This is
why
this
I brought
is a
you.
dream.
This is why I brought you on.
This is the dream.
I've always like hey Lynx, we should do commentary, and then I'm expecting like our normal banter, and then I get professional links.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh right, I forgot about professional links.
See,
Like you're
just business links.
yeah, business links. It's like this is not.
I like to have business, and I like to jab you just every once in a while, but not give you a chance to respond. That's
the Boston, the Boston's
Boston
businessman,
way.
the handshake stab.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's been passed down in my family for generations. Now our boy asazas, right? Gets his.
Unfortunately, the Red King, like I said, hard required had to come here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not the huge mountainous pile of tracts of land that he needs from.
There's no runway opening up.
Yeah,
for this
there's no. This is not the Autobahn. This is a 2-lane highway in Alabama to the middle of nowhere. Unfortunately, so
yeah. Why are we in Alabama? All right, so
I lived in Georgia and I had a car. I could drive there.
I mean, sure, if that's what you want to do with your time.
They had Yingling there, and it wasn't in Georgia yet, so I'd go buy it from there. Yeah,
that's actually nice.
Yeah.
It's the oldest beer in America or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. This is a welcome to your SpeedGaming Beer Facts channel.
Well, you said we were going to run out of stuff to talk about.
I'm here. Say this really racking up the power bombs.
Well, he doesn't know it yet, but like, it's still potential in his mind. It's potentially a Hell Run seed, right? So you still want those power bombs. Unless something gets kind of wild here, I almost definitely feel like both our runners here are going to attempt these Hell Runs because, like, spending 5 minutes on Aga just to get Varia is. Well, I can't use those words, but it's not a pro gamer move.
Yeah, not a professional.
Whatever the opposite of pro gamer is, it's
That's
that kind of move to go pick up Varia.
Yeah. It's like Andy had to come out here and swag.
This better be a 15 blue ball seed too, like just to punish you for picking up. It's like, oh, here's your heat suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wanted it. Here you go, 15 blue balls.
This poor guy. He's like, just wants to have a nice, safe Hell Run.
Yeah, exactly.
He just wants us to go down there, pick up his.
No,
items,
I'm fine.
get out of
I'm
there.
fine with them picking as many. I'm just saying, if you pick up Varia, that's
So I mean, if he finds his go mode item, he's definitely just gonna send it, right? There's just no reason.
Well, yeah. I mean, right now, like 6 E-tanks and at least 1 reserve. That is not enough.
That's
definitely.
I
think Zenny can barely do that, and with all respect to these runners, neither of them are shiny Zenny. Zenny is on another level
he is,
to pretty much all of us. So
professional players, that
yeah,
he's
definitely
excellent. Yeah,
definitely gonna want. And like the thing is, like, the super fight for. It's actually harder than RBO because RBO there's 2 E-tanks down there that we know about, right? Like I know I can get a refill at Firefleet, and I know I can get one after Ridley.
Right.
And in Rando. Especially SMZ3, like SM Rando, even like it's at least gonna be missiles or power bombs or something. Like, it could be like a heart piece, which doesn't help you at all in the Hell Run. Obviously, it's to a different game altogether.
Right.
Everyone should go all together.
Yeah.
Never mind.
They're not playing along. So,
yeah, I know. Where's Fred? He would have gotten it.
So I hate to do this and say that I need to defer to your expertise. It makes me cringe just thinking it. But what do you what for a Hell Run to be perfectly like reasonable? How many E-tanks is it going to be necessary for that? You think?
I would say like generally like at least 8. I mean, the one thing that's nice in RBO, you don't have like space jump down here already. So having space jump makes it a lot faster compared to what you need for RBO. The main thing is honestly the ammo cap, which I was trying to say before, is so you want really 30 supers for Ridley. Even if you had full beam, you still want 30 supers for Ridley because it's so much more. And then you really need like a pre-Ridley, unless you just have like 14 E-tanks. You need like a pre-Ridley Crystal Flash and a post-Ridley Crystal Flash.
Yeah.
So when you do that math, that's 50 supers, and we're close. Like honestly, for asazas, I'd want one more super pack and like 2 more E-tanks, and I'd be perfectly happy.
Okay.
Honestly, even if I got one more E-tank, I'd probably try it.
It's starting to sound like just killing Ganon might be a better, more efficient use of your time.
No. Absolutely. It takes 5 minutes. How'd you get to that conclusion?
Where are you getting these E-tanks? What, are you just juggling them? You just have them in your back pocket?
They just show up. We have a whole seed to do still. We're gonna run into E-tanks. Yeah, no, if you have to like literally, if we clear everything that makes sense and we're still at this exact count, we didn't find a single more E-tank or a single more super.
Yeah, there's no more left. It's dried up.
But like we're almost certainly gonna find one more super and 2 more E-tanks.
Okay.
And honestly, like 45 supers is honestly enough because Ridley will drop you some supers. You'll get some drops. Like it'll be probably okay. And then you can mix in some missiles to supplement that. So yeah, like 45 is definitely enough. Like 50 is ideal.
Okay.
Is what I should say.
Fair enough. There's an interesting play on the left side here. It says back to actually watching these.
Yeah.
To actually grab the bottle to kill the Treezo. It's like there's a little bit of time lost. Didn't
Oh
really
yeah,
need to do
it
it.
didn't
Yeah,
have to.
you could just kind of let it go and walk out, right? So that might be like an unfamiliarity with.
Yeah,
Maybe thought he was locked in there. Maybe I don't know.
If you talk to the Super Metroid runners, like every Metro, like Super Metroid Rando, Varia, Chozo, like they all have like different rules about when that guy wakes up, and like it's like, well, if you have bombs, if you don't have bombs, if you have, like pick it up, or if you don't, it's just like.
Yeah, just
everyone is different. Like, can you guys just pick one and stick with it, please? Like,
yeah.
So yeah, some again like as definitely doesn't play nearly as much. So that's just a unfamiliar. You just go, ooh, bottle. I like bottle, and you just like don't realize like that's like
just put it in the stash.
That's like a 14-second bottle you just picked up. It's pretty rough.
Yeah, it's a pretty brutal.
And we said he's nearly as good as Andy, if not like almost on par, and because in random setting. Like does not need that bottle. Like he absolutely.
He'll be fine.
If he puts and uses that bottle at any point, I'll eat my hat on camera.
Yeah, I've seen that hat. You don't want to see him doing that.
I thought you were gonna say you've seen me eat my hat before. I was like, when did I do that?
No.
Was that Wednesday? It might have been Wednesday.
That has been securely on your head for weeks.
It has,
so,
yeah.
I wouldn't touch it. So Asazas is out here. Kind of finishing up some of these. Like, where else could he go? Like, he has no real other.
He's getting stuff now.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. It's right here.
Yeah. It's gonna take him a little bit. So now he's this is where Mitts are here.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be.
And then we had the like literal Billy Mazing of Billy Mays room.
All I know is that is a stone cold killer right there. He just found like Mitts this late and not a single facial expression. Nothing. Giving up absolutely nothing to Andy right now.
Yeah.
So he's heading down. He's going to end up getting his collection of items, which is going to open up all the things he already basically did. It's like...
Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to see the Swamp. We're going to see Dark Death Mountain. We're going to see that kind of stuff. It's all the stuff that Andy's already done. At this point, it's... I mean, that ice ride is either Meridia or Lower Norfair or some bizarre location that we haven't... I mean, we've seen most of this. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, it's got to either be Meridia or Lower Norfair or or Waterway.
Yeah, or Waterway.
Oh, we'll actually probably see. Yeah, so actually, I kind of completely forgot about Asazas is probably going to do Waterway here too. Waterway would be the squid from space for Asazas. That would just like hand him the win especially because Andy scouted.
Yeah,
because he like I said, it's just hard orphans. Waterway.
Yeah, and there's just like no reason to ever go back there. Like it's
so
there's absolutely nothing for him even in that corner of the map.
Yeah, if the ice ride is there, that is massive. But I mean, that's still pretty unlikely. We have a lot of there's a lot of locations in Meridian. We have a lot of locations in Lower Norfair.
Yeah. Finally, a reaction out of Asazas. Let's get a little smirk for finding the fire.
Yeah,
it's like he's kind of like, oh, I could have checked this.
I feel like when you like
ago,
one major item, no reaction. 2 major items. Maybe a little. The third one, like you got at least like wink or something. I don't know.
The ice water starts to warm up in the veins a little bit. So it's
Yeah,
now,
at 126 when you could have had that a long time, but that's not a good feeling. So
and any runner at all, like even if Andy made the exact same, you're thinking, oh crap, like the part that my runner, he found him perfectly, absolutely got him all.
Andy's the opposite of Snow. He has expressions for everything.
Perfect. So it's.
Oh, I even forgot. Ether was down here too.
That is true. Yeah, this has been.
There was so much other good
mine.
stuff. Like just Ether wasn't even. Oh, and we keep forgetting that we need the Meyer medallion still too. I'm surprised Link isn't yelling at us more. Just like, you buffoon.
Well, we'll get to it eventually. We know it's. So
just rather let us like hang out to dry and just see what happens. Like
it is interesting. So I wonder if Andy plans to take the Meyer area and wrap it into lower Norfair.
We are getting more weight here, by the way. This is potentially a huge one.
Yeah. So this could kind of alter the course of the seed. Really, hopefully, if Ice Rod is here, or a medallion.
Yeah, a medallion would be less good just because it might not be the one, and it's missiles. Well, that goes out of.
Yeah, well, that's great.
Like I said,
Andy,
that would be a hard way to lose this match for Andy. Like just doing everything right. Oh, wait, like I said, the scout is kind of anti-meta because it hard orphans that, and the scout is so slow.
Yeah.
Right. It's really those two things. If it would just orphaned it, like, and it was just like literally like a frame, of course you'd scout it.
It just seems like there's so many of those locations in Super Metro or in general. Right, so it's like
there's actually like Waterway is one of the very few locations that gets orphaned in Super Metroid. It doesn't really have the link to the past problems. Like you go to an area and you full clear it. Water is the only one that like the game forces you to orphan, and then like I would say like Shack Tool, Plasma, and then sometimes Wreck Ship, E-Tank are the ones that like are orphaned by player's choice just because it's slow.
Yeah.
And like you may orphan them just by like, okay, I'm going to make this aggressive play, right? But nothing else really gets orphaned.
Yeah, from the matches I've kind of watched and spectated, really, I've seen people kind of like when you go to, I think earlier Ace did, where it's like Cathedral got left because he had speed booster. Right, so there's certain items that it's like you go there and like you're missing the one item that makes it inefficient to check, and you kind of just don't end up getting it.
Cathedral's another one that gets orphaned by choice just because it's so fast to go through Frog Speedway. So. But like Waterway is the only one that like the game sort of forces you to orphan without at least the scout. Everything else is at least scoutable, so you know about it.
Yeah.
So
this is interesting. So having gotten all those items, so choosing to go to Meridia, we actually get to see the inside of this place. Andy only finding red mail so far over in Ice Palace. I wish I kind of counted a little more items here, but.
I don't think I've ever counted on the commentary.
Even when you play, either. I don't think you do that.
When I'm in the zone, I count, and that's happened like 2 or 3 times. So you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, especially watching 2 play, and I'm right now with Azazas being the first in Meridia, which is a huge location. I am definitely watching that a little bit more now.
Okay, yeah. So we have the can of burner there, not useful really at all. A 20, not going to be useful for them in Crab Supers there.
Yeah, we do have bottle that does put Spike Cave in logic.
With the multitude of bottles, it's like it's.
It's very doable. It's not in logic until the cane comes in.
The cane. Is the cape something that helps us?
Yeah, cape plus.
We also have the cape as well, so that was over on.
Oh, we do have the cape.
Yeah, it was over in Hype Cape.
Oh, okay. So yeah, cane burner is literally nothing.
Yeah, so cane is going to be completely useless.
Yeah.
I always forget how annoying it is to not have high jump boops over.
Oh God, you have no idea.
Yeah, so he's just having to like.
If you think not having high jump boots is annoying because you haven't played too much rando, try high jump boots with speed. It's the weirdest. It is like the like jump velocity curve that's programmed to it is god awful.
Yeah.
It's definitely a skill that takes some getting used to.
Yeah.
Like you'll see some very good SM runners who will play rando and who are not used to this particular set, and like they it's just they look not very good anymore.
Yeah.
Like another way to phrase it, but
just chaos.
Yeah, it's a very weird item set to have. Sometimes I have speed without high jump. It's like I just wish I didn't have speed. To be honest with you,
just get rid of this thing.
Yeah, it's just bad.
So Andy cleaning up Ice Palace, getting absolutely nothing really. I mean, it's red mail, great.
Yeah,
I mean, he screwed up the combo a little bit, but I mean, with red mail, Colster's a lot less dangerous. And then and Asazas is over here in Meridia, so he can't. The only thing he's not going to be able to get over here is what Plasma is something that he can't check because he hasn't killed Dragon yet. Is a proper thing.
Does he? He also doesn't have. So we have Plasma on Andy's side. Oh no, Azaz he does have Plasma too, but it auto switched to Spazer.
Right.
And he just never switched it back. You need either screw attack or plasma for.
Oh, to check. Okay.
For logically, there's also you could do short charges, and you can also do pseudo screws of charge.
Okay.
So I mean, literally, he's got everything but screw attack. So
Right.
plasma will be in logic once we kill.
And we do need to kill Dragon.
That would
correct?
also be another very good location for Asazas because that's something that's commonly skipped. Although by the time Andy gets to it, he's going to be pretty low. So, you know, if Andy still hasn't found anything at that point, he will probably
He'll be scrounging through those checks. Huh?
Yeah, skipping plasma when you only have like 3 other checks left is kind of would be a pretty big brain
Pretty
genius.
bold
Yeah,
strategy.
bold is one way to put it. Sure.
Yeah. So he's going to set himself up to go up, probably kill Batoon, go kill Dragon, make these checks, and the Ice Rod is here.
Yeah, so again, it's kind of what I was saying before. It's certainly nice for Asas to find that first. We still need to know. So
we still need to have someone
potentially
check
in go mode if Meyer is Ether.
Yeah. So Andy seems to be...
What is Asas' knowledge here? I think so Asas doesn't know Turtle Rocks. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of double clutching here. So Asas is in a situation where he might be in go mode if he can A, do the hell runs,
Yeah.
B, Turtle Rock, and C, Misery Meyer are all Ether, right? So the problem is he doesn't have any of this knowledge because he hasn't gone yet. So he's just gonna. I think he's just gonna leave here.
Yeah. Well, once he makes these checks, so
Yeah, I mean, make these checks. I mean, you're leaving. You
Yeah.
can see it. You're gonna, like, I mean, at this point, the thing he's hoping for more. Well, besides him and down, I think he's hoping for most is energy tanks.
right.
Is the thing he wants the most.
So it looks like Andy's
Or
gonna
Varia, because he doesn't know about.
he doesn't know about Varia.
He doesn't know about
And Andy's
Varia.
making this play right now, so he's going to do Aghanim.
Andy, no,
But like, so think about this, right? So
no. I'm not gonna think. No.
I am gonna
No.
play. You know what? You just continue. Link Force and I will talk amongst ourselves.
I'm never talking to this man again.
All right, so
Why would you do this before Meridia?
let me. I mean, you might
I
as well-
don't get this.
If you
at
think you're
all.
gonna get it done, you just get it done, right? Like you would do it now because do you think that? Honestly, does he think that his opponent is going to be doing a hell run? He doesn't have the energy to do it now, so it's going to cost him more time to go get. You don't have the energy tanks now. You might as well do it.
But you got Meridia to do right now. Like, why not do? And that's where the thing is. Like, I mean, like,
it's true.
it just feels like such a weird time to be pulling this trigger and like, like you could still do upper north because it's normal, right? So that Varia could mean if it was hard mode, it only means lower Norfair, right? But if it's in normal, it means if you're thinking that okay, Varia is the signpost, right? It could be at Croc, it could be at Wave Beam, it could be at like you have all this, and then you can go finish the rest of the game. There's a bunch of items in Turtle Rock. You know, maybe there's an energy tank there or something. Like this is just
bamboozling you. Now, if it was anybody other than Andy, would you be so mad right now? Probably
anyone.
Not. Would you have done it?
Would I? No, absolutely not. I mean, no, if I was playing the seed, there's zero chance I would ever get that Varia. Zero.
Oh my goodness, that
zero
is
chance.
I feel like that's your pride talking here.
Yeah,
so.
like the amount of health and energy is like I said, it's borderline, but it's certainly doable. Like,
Yeah,
so no, I'm not picking up that Varia at all.
I think the way they
I might be going to like upper Norfair now at this point, and I'm definitely delaying. Like, I don't want to be full clearing it, looking for the ice rod.
That's fair. Fair.
But yeah, there's zero chance I ever get the Varia and the seed.
Okay, so Asazas now is going to be getting some of that information we need. He's going to be checking on probably the Death Mountain here. He's going to find out what Turtle Rock's medallion is. He's going to be getting, I think the boots are up here on and boots and plasma, I believe, are the two items.
Oh yeah, it was the anti Andy spot.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Boots.
Yeah. So this should be good. And then so Andy's going to get Varia, and then I'm not really sure where he's going to go after that. So if he doesn't go to Norfair, then like this is I don't know why you do this. Like, yeah, he's gonna get this and go to lower Norfair. It's very. I mean, so he hasn't done really any of upper or lower Norfair. So there's like a lot of items out there that he can.
Yeah, I mean, so there's no way it pays you back from all of this, but like
this is a very interesting check here. Without for Asazas here doing not to cut you off, but doing this doing the inside of Turtle Rock. I guess
it's clearable.
Yeah, it is clearable. It is interesting. Yeah. Yeah, but without, I usually always check the hookshot cave for anything boots related. Boots are there. Maybe that's just prior knowledge for me knowing that, but it seems.
Oh yeah.
Seems like I would get the checks out of the way on Death Mountain and then do this next.
For a second, I thought you were talking about trying to put this off to do it with GT, but I was going to remind you it was fast Ganon in case you forgot
don't
about
need to do that. But
yeah. I mean, the thing is, he's already got red.
Yeah, and it's like it's exactly boots that makes it better.
The
and you
only
don't know.
thing that would be better over there is boots, and that feels pretty unlikely, right? So
Right,
yeah. I probably would have just walked right in.
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean, it seems like a fine play.
And then there would not be stoic duck face when I found boots. And,
Yeah.
and there would be.
There'd be a lot of yelling and cursing and just
Yeah.
things we can't say because there's maybe kids watching or something like that.
I'd put the mask back on so you couldn't see the mouth moving. Yeah, that's what would happen.
Oh boy! So I mean, we're gonna get to see a fresh batch of checks on Asazas' side, which will be nice. I'm trying to think what Andy's doing here.
He's going to Meridia.
This
Is how you go to Meridia. What?
Well, it looks like he's probably gonna do the North Death Mountain checks here. North Death Mountain. Sorry, North Hyrule checks. So he's just gonna kind of clear.
Oh yeah.
And
I do this a lot to go to Meridia. I thought that's what he was doing.
Yeah. So it looks like he's just gonna do this. Clear out all the checks up north, which is good. Clear this cape check.
Oh, he's doing this just to like couple this in with. Yeah, this is one thing that I was like watching Andy. He does these like things that like don't. It's just like little routing efficiencies that he's picking up time on.
Yeah. It's kind of what the game's about.
Yeah. Well, to me, I would just be like, again, I have caveman brain. I go like, I kill Aga. I go get Boot.
Yeah.
Or I get Varia. And he's like, well, while I'm doing that, I might as well rope
Yeah.
these other 3 checks in.
Yeah.
Because this is gonna be the most efficient way to do it ever. So like again, this is.
Yeah.
Why is Andy's better at randomizers? Like that's just straight
Sorry,
up
I
like.
didn't quite hear that.
He
Speak up
said
a little
he's
bit.
better at me
got
at
it.
randomizers.
Okay, all right. Just wanted to
Not
make sure
overall.
We're all on the same page. Okay.
There's also the execution part. It evens out. That's why we're evenly matched. Thanks. Okay.
I mean, we'll leave that up to the jury.
Okay, we can leave the last time we raced and beat him by 30 minutes. How we leave that jersey?
Jersey. The jersey. We're gonna need to get Duck a beer or something like that. Get him back on track to his normal, normal power. He's getting jittery. Yeah. So this is the way, a really efficient way to actually get. The
Yeah,
berry
it was
that
really
he
good. It was
needs.
really good.
Yeah. So
I still hate the Varia. Like I just. So the only thing I can think of is there's like.
They're gonna go back and look at the VOD and they're gonna say, why is 15% of this entire thing Duck just complaining
Because
about
I was like,
various
this is so. I was like, it's so cool. We're gonna see like some high level execution. We're gonna see some hell runs in a semifinal match. I was like, there's no way you're getting this, and we just get it.
The risk versus reward is just so poor. It really is.
The risk is your pride.
Well, what what he actually wants is the money, which is a little more important than the pride. So.
Oh, you're not an Italian from New Jersey.
No,
I see.
Thank God. But see now, Andy is doing so like thorough is that he's going to check the book here, see what it is. Just cash.
Yeah.
Sorry. So the weird dream thing is dead, but actually he doesn't know where Ice Rod is, so he needs to get that. But I really wish, for our sake, that he would just go and check what the Meyer pendant is. So
well, no, so that's what I was trying to get to. The most efficient way, just assuming you had Varia, to do this, like do Meyer and Lower Norfair and Norfair, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because Lower Norfair is the required part.
There's the space jump.
If he wants to do Lower Norfair first, right, and full clear that, right,
Yeah.
you do Meyer, and then you go into the portal to Lower Norfair, right,
Uh-huh.
and now you're starting with the hard stuff.
Okay, if that makes
But
sense.
I just don't know if that that seems like a minor routing efficiency, and I don't think that's worth 5 minutes.
Yeah,
But
if you
get some efficiency, you get the safety back.
But like, so you got to think about that. If you think that your opponent is not going to do it, which says, I mean, it is a strong runner.
Yeah.
But did anyone catch that? Is the real question. So that was too fast. So
catch what?
Catch the Meyer medallion because we're
no,
here.
Yeah.
So it's like if you don't think that your opponent's going to do that, then it's not losing 5 minutes.
Yeah, except the thing that made it the easiest thing to do, I was saying, screw attack is right there.
Yeah, I know. Let me.
Well, he's going this way, so that's
it
go
actually?
Mode. That's go mode.
That's no mode. He doesn't have the Ice Rod yet.
Oh,
right,
yeah.
So he's going to have to go into Meridia.
Well, so I think this whole thing is going to be, he's going to do.
So is that check on the way to, the efficient? If you were just going to go and try to clear it normally,
yeah, it's on the way to Dragon.
Would you clear it that way to Dragon?
I think what he's going to do is Meyer, Lower Norfair, Upper Norfair, probably skip Croc, go up to Meridia, walk through Meridia, and see the Ice Rod, kill Dragon, and then be done.
Yeah. So
So what is our boss count here? Azazas is down.
so we have 4 bosses.
He's down Swamp.
4 bosses and then 2 bosses. So they both have the same SM bosses.
Yeah, he's
and Andy
down
is
in boss count.
Andy looks like he's 1 up on. He has Argus down from Swamp.
The big thing is Andy here is probably going to do so. Yeah, Andy is on a beeline to be doing lower Norfair and upper Norfair. That's going to take a lot of time.
Yeah.
Azazas is definitely not going to do that. Azazas is going to find out he's actually in Go minus Varia mode shortly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Ooh, high jump.
And the way he plays once he gets to Meyer is going to tell us a lot, right?
Yeah. So, Azazas kind of struggling a little bit on the laser beam bridge. Not really finding anything too useful there. Opening the door just to make sure that this is not you don't want to take this death.
Right, yeah.
So, getting out of there, but fighting through, I don't know if he has any fairies or anything like that, and fighting Trinex with this health is not ideal.
No, we're just gonna
but, you know,
yeah.
That also helps. I forgot about the powder here. But also, it's one of those things where it's like a lot of runners get really caught up, like when they're low health doing kind of an inefficient movement.
Yeah.
It's like, just play your game.
Yeah,
both these runners are good enough where you can just kind of take care of it,
Yeah, this is definitely a TGH peg puzzle right
Yeah,
here.
this is not the most efficient use of this room I've ever seen, but it's like it's late. He's kind of had a real struggle in the laser bridge. Kind of tilted off a little bit. Teach, yeah. Well, that poor guy. He'll never live that down.
No, he'll absolutely never live that down.
You screw up one peg puzzle, and you're dead forever.
On GDQ in front of 50,000 people? Yeah. If you just screwed it up on a Tuesday, I probably would have forgotten about it.
Oh, the poor guy. So we're seeing a front door Trinex. He doesn't have the boots, so he can't be doing anything crazy. So he has to kind of fight.
You can walk the back door without boots.
I've actually never seen that. That's
yeah, you can get there.
That's a level of efficiency. So nice. So he'll run over his caliber. He's gonna make quick work of Trinex here, while Andy kind of just finishes out Meyer. We're not looking. We got high jump boots there, but nothing really that shakes the axis of the earth here.
Well, yeah, except he gets all the please go hell run lower Norfair. Here's all the stuff to make it easy.
Are you trying to make it 20% of the broadcast?
Yeah, I am.
Just,
I'm going to.
Okay.
This is going to be the rest of his weekend, too. If I get to calm the finals, it's going to be 30% of that broadcast as well.
Where's Fiesel? Can we get him off of that train? Someone tell Tracy to X your name out, please. Please.
Oh, man.
So, all right, now Asazas is going to go over here, and he's going to be kicking himself because the boots are over here. Would have made that a much more efficient check, but that's fine. Or, put it off for another minute or two. Hopefully, so Meyer is going to be just dependent. So I'm not really sure if we could double check it. What are the 5 and 6 crystals that we do? Do we know?
Yeah, no, it's Turtle Rock and
Pod and TR. So yeah, so this might be something that he's gonna. Asazas can think about. He can be looking to bundle those two together.
Yeah, I mean, so the thing with one routing thing you can do here, right, with Pod and TR is you can do all your crystals, or is Ridley a crystal? Or we still know if Ridley's a crystal or not.
No.
So if Ridley's, if you assume Ridley is a boss, right, what you potentially do is get all your crystals, and if you're still looking for Varia or just even like E-tanks to make it easier, right, you can just check Pyramid Fair on the way to go kill Ganon.
Right. So I mean,
that's a pretty minor routing efficiency. That's like a thinking 5 steps ahead type of thing.
Yeah.
But
I mean, Asazas is going to be able to pair that south a little more efficiently if they both end up checking Pyramid Fairy. He gets to do Swamp with the Pyramid Fairy.
Oh, Plasma wasn't here. Again, I was thinking of I
thought Plasma
the
was
Seed Bleed
here.
is.
Am I wrong?
No, Plasma was here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So again, I'm getting Seed Bleed from some.
We only talked about it twice. It's okay. You'll get there, bud. You'll get there.
I thought it was in Gauntlet.
Not even close.
No.
So I'm interested to see where Andy is. Andy's going to complete the Norfair loop here, and that looks like what he is going.
Yeah,
with
the Varia, like that's.
Yeah, that's just it feels like that's what he's been planning for the last 15 minutes or so, right?
Yeah.
So
planning on breaking my heart.
Yeah. Going for 25. All right. So now we're gonna do checkerboard. Probably just gonna be nothing in here but bombs. Where is Asazas going? So he's also gonna be checking the Meyer area. If he ends up, he's gonna find out that he doesn't need any more medallions either. He's gonna be able to kind of clear Meyer here. I kind of like where Asazas' head is at. Just kind of clearing dungeons I mean, and very insightful here, but just clearing the dungeons that
Yeah.
he knows he can finish. Dungeons that aren't like
Okay, so Ridley is officially Crystal that makes Dragon the final boss.
trade on the final ball. Okay.
Yeah, I definitely think in SMZ3, I think the most valuable thing is crystals. Is just finishing crystal dungeons. I think it's even more valuable than the bosses because like the bosses, except for Ridley, the bosses get pretty efficient if you just skip everything. Like Fantoon, you can skip all of the wreck ship. If it's Dragon, you can skip all. You can just come in the rear and then leave.
Yeah.
Right. So like you can do all of that stuff. It's the dungeons are just way more valuable.
Yeah.
So like to me, and like just because the game's so much longer, like the little like routing efficiencies things matter. Like we don't think about like in A Link to Past Random, he goes like maybe I want to put off Swamp or Ice Palace because like it'll be so much more efficient in Go mode, right? That matters so much less here. It's just like you can do a dungeon, do it. Right. So like I definitely prioritize all the dungeons. Like so yeah, getting all the dungeons done here makes a ton of sense. Yeah. It's just for Azaz, I just don't know how much he's looking for Varia or he's just looking for stuff. Because he's gonna find stuff. He's gonna find that screw attack. He already found the screw attack. He's gonna find the high jump boots. Right. Like I don't know. Like one more. Like this again. Like for me, I'd be comfortable with like. Well, I'd be comfortable with what he's got right now, honestly.
Right.
But one more E-tank should be pretty cozy.
Yeah.
With that much ammo.
I wonder if he's even thinking that he might be behind here with how late he got the mitts and the fire rod and the hook shot, especially they were like pretty much sphere.
Oh, he's got to think he's a million years behind.
Yeah,
like
so
I can't imagine.
So maybe he's trying to think about ways to make up time.
Yeah, if you're thinking you're behind, I mean, if you do the hell, that's what I'm saying. Like, Andy's going to be clearing so much. If Azaz just like finds like an E-tank or something and just commits to these hell runs.
Yeah.
Right. Because not like Andy's going to do all of Lower Norfair. I mean, obviously they both are.
Yeah.
But he's also going to do. I mean, he's going to be full clearing it too, and then he's also going to do Upper Norfair. He might do Croc. I think probably no to Croc, but he might.
Yeah, I'd say.
And then he's going to do all of Meridia, and Azaz could just skip all of that, right?
That's true.
But the problem for Azaz is he's purely behind. Right? He's got to do more dungeons, and like so he's got ground to catch up.
Yeah. So
and does the amount of ground he catch up equal just Lower and Upper Norfair? And maybe not. It's hard to tell.
So like, where does Asazas need to go to kind of make that that catch up here? Like,
he needs the
items, and it's like
Azaz needs to be playing like he's in full Go mode right now.
And just
that's his only path. He knows he's in Go mode via his fire, right? So he's So his thing is to be in Go mode.
Yeah, so he just needs to kind of that's actually true for him. So, but I think he's going to continue to check because like I just don't think that
did he get the big key yet?
I am not sure. Good thing. It's good. He just looked at it, so I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, he's about to open this chest. I'm gonna say yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, like it's just like I know it's low, but again, like when you make those.
Yeah.
The semifinals is not the time to play scared, right? You got to be like, you know who you're racing. You're racing Andy. You know he's very good, and it's just like, I'm not comfortable doing it, but like I just gotta hope I can. Yeah, look at all this. Like.
I just think.
Just imagine he just didn't have the he had so much stuff here. If he just didn't have Vari, he would have been fine.
I think there are just far fewer people that are comfortable with a hell run of that magnitude, especially not knowing what you're looking for, right? So it's like 10 E-tanks for Andy with this much stuff and screw attack and space jump, he's absolutely fine on it. Like he pulled that trigger way too early, I think. Okay. Well, sorry. So now if we're looking at what we have in front of us, right? So Andy is gonna after this when you do Lower Norfair, it's almost like the Turtle Rock, right? Where you basically have to make a lot of these checks. Like it's not much faster than
Lower Norfair is the most linear dungeon in. I guess Turtle Rock is a pretty good analogy to it. The only non-linear part is like, do you go over to?
You check power bombs.
GT.
Oh, GT.
I couldn't remember what the name was. Yeah, it is like the only like non-power.
He's not going to need that shield. So he's going to have a faster Vidi fight because he actually has the silvers that Andy never acquired. He's much faster one cycle here.
I mean this race is just basically came down to we're coming down. I mean it's not over because again I think Azaz can actually catch up a lot of ground if he just goes I'm in Go mode
and just kind of sends
because Andy is going to be checking a lot of stuff still. He's going to be doing like Upper Norfair is not fast. He may do Croc, like that's going to slow him down.
Yes, this is like the big problem with like what we were talking about, how the seat opened up so widely, and then it's your nightmare when you find an ice rod. It's a ice rod hunt for him, but he doesn't. His opponent doesn't know that, and his only saving grace is that the other item he's looking for his opponent is various
skippable.
Yeah, it's technically skippable. Yeah. So it's like, I mean, that might be something that after he makes a couple checks, he just finally decides, you know what, I'm just going to bite the bullet here. I can't waste any more time trying to go find this thing. I have to just go.
Yeah.
Right? And it's
I think the hell ones are a little easier than you're thinking. Like for again, anyone in the semifinals, like especially with screw attack, it's not that bad. The only well, I will say this: like you need to have a very definitive Ridley strategy.
Yeah.
You have to this is how I'm killing Ridley, right? I'm using a very specific strategy. And maybe Azazas does, out of the final four, I would say Azazas would be the one who maybe is the least comfortable with it.
See,
so
this is a very interesting situation here. So he's in this desert, and I don't know if it's because of efficiency, but he doesn't need to be here. Right, this is a pendant dungeon, so I'm not really sure.
No, he's looking for Varia.
Yeah, and this is a deep dive to be looking for Varia when he has so many. Like he has so many.
Right, if you
other
were doing
check areas to be doing, right? Like it looks like he's like. Basically, he hasn't gone to Bubble Mountain, hasn't gone to Cathedral, none of that. Like he's like, so it's like
it's a bit.
It's aggressive. It's an aggressive look. So it tells you that he's definitely not comfortable doing the hell run that you're talking about, right? So
at all, because it could if you're in my world, right, you're still gonna finish off because he's still got he would be so in my world I'd be going to Ice Palace right now.
Right.
And just go I hope there's an energy tank there, and if there's not, then I'll deal with it. The only reason you're doing here is because I need Varia, right?
Yeah.
So I'm 100%. I don't care how many. I don't care if I have 13 drop out of the sky. I'm gonna need to have Varia. So yeah, that pretty much takes that off the table. So that's the problem. Is again, Andy is. I can't imagine him not just taking this path up to Meridia. What could possibly distract him? That he wouldn't just go straight to Meridia after this.
He might do a little Crocomire action.
But even with as this kind of committing to this, I don't think Crocomire's enough.
Because like I said, so the question is when is Asazas even going to go and check? He's kind of stranded some of those locations. When is he even going to go check to see where Varia is?
Well, he just got boots and he's been doing. I think he's going to check that sooner than. Well, he's doing Ice Palace first, which is fine. It's crystal. It's a
crystal dungeon. The good part is that Asazas is definitely looking for Varia suit, but he's also kind of clearing some of the game that's going. So if Andy kind of last locations this ice rod, it could get a little closer than we think it's going to be.
I'm just saying, I don't understand what could. The route to go to Meridia seems so straightforward to me. I don't, and we have so much of the stuff. I don't. There's nothing that he could possibly find that could distract him.
So you got to remember.
And what else is juicy enough besides Meridia to go do?
That's true.
The only reason I can think he wouldn't go to Meridia is because he put it off for so long, and he's trying to do some sort of counterplay, 4D chess stuff. But yeah, I really, really think we're going to see Meridia after what I've been saying. He's just doing this whole big route up and.
Yeah, that is true. So it's and the only really discrepancy here between what the runners have done is that Andy does still need to do Turtle Rock, and it is the same in Go mode as it is not, right? So, but he's not really going to go there and try to finish it without Ice Run anyway. So that's a last thing you're going to want to be doing. So he's not going to save time. So he's definitely going to clear. Definitely got a full clear Meridia here. There's just no reason not to.
Right. Well, he'll full clear up to Aqueduct, and then we'll have Ice Beam.
Once he has it, then he just knows he's done, right?
Right.
And then it's kind of just. For better word, garbage time for me. He just has literally run through some of the easier dungeons. He just Turtle Rock, and actually that's it, really. Then it's Mother Brain and Ganon. So doesn't have to do GT and the fast Ganon rules, right? So this seems like so. I mean, we'll see where he's going. Looks like he's going to end up going kind of up to Business Center now through Cathedral. Skip that Frog Hellway, not try to Andy's been kind of doing a very efficient check right now. All of his stuff has been pretty efficient, so and he's trying to be as thorough as humanly possible, so it's looking pretty good. Nice use of the X-ray right there. Check that item, so he doesn't have to go Lava Diamond. Says it's going to be fully checking through ice over here. He's sadly not going to be able to find anything, so
yeah. So we'll be able to Andy definitely looks like he's going past Croc here, so we'll be seeing. Oh, he never did. Wow, he never did these.
Didn't do any of this stuff. Yeah, so it's both of these runners have without
you see these usually pretty early. So
yeah, it's because I think Blue Brinstar was so loaded
Yeah, no, that
it's
makes
just
sense.
like they just never came down this way.
I mean, I was, if you remember, I was like calling Fran to go even sooner.
Yeah.
Because like, he was a good like did wreck ship, but I was like,
Uh-huh.
just go Dark World. Like, oh my God, there's so much stuff like to do. Like,
Right. So if you were him in this seed, you would have been long gone out of here before any of this stuff's done. So.
Yeah.
Right.
What else am I beforehand?
Yeah, you also wanted on the.
I know. Look, I know you're making fun of me for it, but like, the two things in this
We're moving upwards to 30% of this entire broadcast.
the two storylines of the seed are the three things in Blue Brinstar and the Varia suit.
Right.
Because I mean, the Varia suit's still part of the storyline because that's what Azazas is looking for, right?
Yeah.
Like, and that's what his go mode, and like, well, you know, the one out that he had was to hell run it, and he's going to be looking for it. And like, I don't see a world where Azazas somehow gets the Varia suit sooner than Annie gets the ice rod and is able to make up the ground that he's behind, right?
Yeah. So
well, I guess he does have. Well, I forgot he does have Turtle Rock up on him. So I guess overall they're pretty close. So
but Asazas also does need to do Swamp Palace. But I mean, like
what's Go Mode Swamp is so fast.
That is true. If he's still
like,
in.
What is this?
I have
going on a walk.
I have
together.
never seen this before.
I didn't actually know they walked at the same exact speed. That's pretty funny. I gotta remember to do this from now on.
Just taking his boy Croc for a walk.
Yeah, walk the Croc.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
swaggy and
good.
faster. Very nice. Very nice.
So I guess it is. Yeah, I was thinking Azaz had more ground to catch up. I guess it is a little closer than I think. Well, he is down the Ridley, obviously, so he's got to make up the Ridley. So he's down Ridley and Swamp versus the Turtle Rock. Yeah, Andy's still ahead on that. I mean, Azaz has to.
But again, yes, he has to find Varia. He has to.
Yeah, I mean, it's
like this is one of those. It's one of those things where
like when you do the boots checks, because it's 3 items. Like when you have mitts, right? It's 3 items. You just go. You do the King's Tomb. You run over. You do the Bomb Crocs, and then you do Aga, right?
Yeah.
But it's like 3 checks, and like it never couples in with anything really, and it's just like you just kind of save and quit and do those 3, and that's all you ever do. Like it's always just like kind of like over here, you're just like I'll do that. Like
I mean,
so sometimes like you remind yourself to do it soon, and sometimes you just forget about it. Like
I am god awful at random.
Forget about
but like
I'm sorry.
That's it. That's all you needed. That's all you had to do.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever done.
The jokes are running dry over here when you're just like.
So is my throat. By the way.
It's good. I've let you just kind of do all the talking, so I
I'm
actually
nice. There's a vitamin water in my backpack. If you could get that, that would be amazing.
Yeah, just slide it under the table here. So, thank you so much.
Thank you.
That.
Yeah,
you figure that out.
Okay, that's probably a better thing to do.
Yeah, I don't want to put my hand in there. I don't know what
you do not. This is not an ad.
We're not sponsored by any of this, so.
I am not sponsored by 50 Cent. No, I'm not. God, I wish. That would be amazing.
Name a more iconic duo: Duck and 50 Cent.
Feathers on the sand.
Duck needs a nap. All right.
Yeah, I do actually.
Now we're in Skullwoods. This is also something we don't need to be doing.
What's the third pen? Is he sending it?
No, he's just checking.
Oh, Cray's the third pen. He's sending. This is the pet play.
Yeah.
He realizes he's in
the wrong spot.
Yeah, in bad straits and is. Oh no, I thought he was just. Oh, he realized he was wrong. The thing is, he's got 2 pendants right now because he did. Oh, he didn't actually kill Landmo. Okay, he was just in there.
Yeah, so it's just like, but like that tells me that like he's not gonna check up on that spot for Varia. Like he was up there. Like he's not gonna do any of those like.
Well, like you just save and quit and go right, go left, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, you could couple in that way, but.
But I'm just saying it's gonna take him a long time to get there, right?
He's certainly not beelining it. I'll give you that.
Yeah. So.
I mean, every step he takes in the wrong direction right now it's less and less likely this comeback. I say that, and I've been saying for 15 minutes, Andy's always going to go to Meridian. He's definitely going to Meridian. Where else would he possibly going? I guess we're going to find out.
And he's not going to Meridian.
No, he's not. He's
going to do like
bedazzling, which is not the right word, but I don't have a good word.
Bewildering is the word you're looking for.
That's probably
English.
Closer.
English is Duck's second language, so we have to excuse him.
Yeah, versus grunt.
Just New Jersey grunts. Yeah. Forget about it. Was that the joke?
At least I said forget about it beforehand. That was the joke. It was the 2 things, not just yelling it in the blue.
Hey, you got it done.
Get her done? What?
Did
Did you just Larry the Cable Guy in 2022?
That is not what I said. Good Lord.
We're going to get copyright infringement is what's
Yeah,
going to happen.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to do all of everyone's just greatest hits.
Yeah.
All the greatest quotes.
What the here? We're going to go. Here's your sign next.
No,
Like,
please don't. What was this? Like the Jeff Fox? Is that Jeff Foxman?
Engvall.
Oh, thank you. You would know all of them.
I just got to cut it out from the crowd. Cut it. I don't. What's the it? I don't
You're
cut and out.
Right. Get the crowd out of here. Okay. Back on track here.
Oh, he is going Meridian.
Oh,
He's just
look at
doing
that.
this
Yeah.
way. Okay.
Yeah. So this is the faster way to
So
get.
so when you're one from go, it makes sense to do kind of similar to like the Skull Woods, like the back versus back versus front. Because you definitely have to kill Dragon, right? But you don't know where. If you just assume it's somewhere in Meridian, you don't know if it's in the front or the back.
Yeah.
So you might as well start from the place where you know you have to do it and work the other way.
Right.
Right, because maybe it's just and like it is going to be pretty close because so he'll do Dragon, he'll check Precious, he'll check Bot Wound, E-Tank, and then he'll drop down and do Aqueduct. So it's going to be like the 6 item he checks.
Yeah.
And he'll be in go.
Yeah. And then
So yeah, he's pretty close to done here. And then the only he just all he has to do is Turtle Rock, GT, and
just Turtle Rock, no GT for him.
no, yeah, sorry, no. Yeah, when I
Turtle
said
Rock-
GT, I
you
meant
meant Ganon.
I meant
Yeah,
Ganon.
yeah.
Turtle Rock, Ganon, and Mother Brain.
Give me that. So it's just and then
So yeah, he'll be done in like 20-ish minutes at this point.
So Asazas is now kind of on a clock here. We have a kind of pretty good idea of what it's going to be.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's the thing with the SMZ3s. Andy's pretty handily going to win this one. Just being honest with people, it's not so much as like how close they finish. It's how long they're close for. And we were definitely, because Asazas had this, like, is he going to do the power runs? Is he going to do this?
Yeah.
Like, this was still a very good match. Like, Andy will handily win this one, almost definitely. Like, there has to be quite a tragedy that we're not going to be rooting for.
You
like,
were
obviously,
you're really just piling it on there. Like it's like there are deaths. There are like things that could happen.
Okay, but I don't want to like. He's armed to the teeth.
Listen, well, you're just going to be like, listen, everyone, go home. Don't watch.
No, they're here. Look, Lanks, we've had 2 hours.
You guys can clear out all of you, please. Yeah.
Give yourself some more credit. We've got 2 hours of entertainment. We've got another 20 minutes of entertaining commentary. We're going to have the interviews with the runners.
That is true. Those are,
right?
yeah, so I can.
Now all we got to do is make fun of each other for 20 minutes.
That is not that.
And then
hard,
interview
actually.
these guys.
Yeah,
it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
This is the entertainment and the service we're providing.
Yeah, I look forward to talking to someone else other than you, honestly. So this is going to be a good time.
You got link for us right there. Yeah. You just have a chat off camera.
Yeah, I'll talk to you. Later. We'll talk about impressive stuff.
Impressive.
Yeah, fun stuff.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. My words aren't.
Yeah, your words are also.
It's been 2 hours of talking with you.
hours.
The brain cell count just starts to go lower.
Yeah, that's what's killing off the brain cells this week.
So, all right, Andy's kind of just
literally where the next check is Ice Rod here. So
good because I don't know. My SM knowledge is not nearly as deep as yours. I hate to say so.
Stippy step. Oh, okay. One more.
Tip
it. Just tap it in. There we go. And
right, so
that is officially go mode.
Officially go mode.
2 hours and 4 minutes. So
the relief has to be absolutely palpable for him. That's like.
I feel like the relief is palpable for you that you know it's almost over.
Thank God.
Sitting next to me. That's the only palpable relief I'm getting from over here.
I need a beer, please. All right, so he's gonna go kill Bot Wound. And then this could sound like a rookie question. Why are we killing Bot Wound?
That's not a rookie. I would just, I don't know. Maybe this is faster. Like I know you're coming back this way,
faster
but like
travel. Okay, yeah, maybe that's the easiest way to get back.
Why don't you just leave any % route? Just go up to criteria. That's got to be faster than killing. I mean, he's got to be. I guess in the one situation where you can X-ray Bot Wound, I think this is probably faster. But every little other situation, I think going the other way would be.
Yeah, that might be cool.
I think specifically with X-ray, this is probably okay.
That X-ray tech is actually really sweet.
Yeah, it is really nice. The way so basically when you have the X-ray, the game is all the iframes and everything runs, but like the game does not progress. So basically, you just are in the X-ray animation and you wait for the iframes to run out, and then you release it and repress it, and then you just keep doing that, and basically. Bot Wound never moves, but you've hit him with a ton of plasma shots.
Yeah, so it was actually really good that like you don't normally get to see people use that tech because they usually get it like way later than the bosses are actually.
Yeah,
built
the
and
only
everything
speed
like
runs you'll ever see any X-ray is the GT Classics, because you get everything down at GT, so you can microwave Dragon, Fantoon, and Botwin.
that. Is that what it's called?
What, microwave?
Microwaving?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
SM has the coolest
There's
names.
so-
It's like there's literally a cave in Link to the Passage called Cave 45 because no
Dude,
one came up with a good name for it.
The second room in Ice 2 is called Ice 2. And if that wasn't good enough, we were like, okay, well, that was kind of lame. What should we name the second room? Meyer. I don't know. Meyer 2.
If anything, we're good at counting, I guess. I don't know. It's just like. I think
I think the only good name we have is Sociable Fireball. That's an outstanding name.
we do have Petting Zoo. Petting Zoo's
Petting
Zoo's
is
a
pretty
good
good.
one.
We have a couple good names.
Yeah, but most of them are just like
Yeah, it's the second room Meyer, therefore it's Meyer 2. Like, yeah.
someone called like the Cave Spectral Rocky like Cave 29 the other day, and I was like, "What is this game?" I'm
Cave
done with
29.
it. Yeah, I don't know. First of all, whoever knows those numbers, that guy, he's out here somewhere.
Is it Glan?
It might have been like
Glan might know all the cave
might have been
numbers,
Rakir. I don't know.
God, Rakir.
All right, so now at least say this so now he's going up North Death Mountain, right? And he still hasn't checked
Yeah, this
the
is
proper Varia spot. This is why I've been always a huge proponent. This is not just talking about. I always in my routing for Link to the Past, I always go north and I always check to make sure, because everyone's always like, oh, check it when you have boots, but like it's never an efficient way to go up there. Like unless you're doing kind of like
it's
unless
more
you're
efficient to go
decoupling.
with the boots. And what are you talking about?
It looks efficient.
Okay, well, I'm not saying to do it like this. No, I just save and quit. I just do bonk rucks, then I check Aga.
It's not the worst. Yeah, you're quite possibly correct. But
okay, like if we will argue about this for the rest of the match if you don't just let this go.
I'm done. It's okay, right? I would rather argue about various
KFC versus
Ridley.
Popeyes. Let's
Please,
go.
No.
That's not
don't-
even an argument.
No, it is because Popeye's dog. So.
Whoa, that is a hot.
Sorry,
take.
I'm very angry. I don't like Popeyes at all.
Wow.
Yeah. Sorry, Link, for eating it right now, but
Are you literally eating Popeyes right now?
yeah, it didn't get us any. I can't believe it.
Oh, I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
I just like some sort of like weird Freudian thing that was somehow in my mind.
This is like one big product placement situation we're going on here.
Yeah.
We're just like, get Popeyes.
50 Cent and Mr. Popeye, please give me a call. Maybe 50 Cent also owns Popeyes.
I don't. Just making stuff up.
Yeah.
Just the guy who likes Popeyes might own it. I don't know. So, I don't know what Asazas is doing right now. I actually don't know what's going on in front of me. So
Yeah, I don't know either, honestly.
Andy's cleaning to Rock, which is like, we know what's going on. He's just kind of in go mode, cleaning the stuff up. Asazas is going to check some items, maybe somewhere. Is he done Hobo? Is he?
Oh, he hasn't done. No, he did Meridia.
He's,
He didn't do Topper Meridia. That's what he found the ice rod and bailed out. Right.
Yes. And hasn't. I don't think.
I can just see Link Force and like I'm just gonna no. It's just like out of the corner of my eye.
Just mid conversation, just like a yeah.
Normally I have Discord in the corner of my eye and I just get the sassy comments. Now I literally just see the head shake. Like the second I start saying something wrong, which is often.
Oh boy. All right, so we're gonna see some Meridia checks. This is obviously not where he wants to go, but he's gonna be. It's kind of like a pendant or kind of like a crystal dungeon. He's kind of gonna complete what he can complete.
Yeah. So it's just like when you find something in that, like he said, he was like kind of like, yeah, that's weird because like he did this weird like should I shouldn't I thing because like he was like down to. He was down to just pendant medallion knowledge when he got that. He was in go mode minus Varia, right? Mm-hmm. So to me, like if I was going to hell run it, I'd be like, okay, I would do what he did. I'm gonna bail out, right? I'm gonna go check my pendants, and then like if I am actually in go mode, I will do the hell runs, right?
Right.
But in his situation, where like it's very obvious, like he's just not comfortable doing it without Varia at all, where it's like he 100% needs. Like, why would you bail out there now? Like, it feel in retro. At the time, it felt like okay, he's gonna go for it, right? But now, in retrospect, where he kind of did some other things where he wasn't going for it, it makes less sense. Like, so I'm not entirely sure.
Maybe he just clears here, and it's like once he runs out of things he's supposed to do or has to do, maybe he just says,
well, I mean, you have to do this no matter what. Like, this is a good place to come. But it was just in retrospect, I'm just like, why did you bail?
Yeah,
when you weren't.
When he did come here, did he have the items to?
Because he only checked the one sand pit too.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he had the items to check or he like.
He had speed.
Was it shortly after when he got?
No, he had speed already because he did wreck ship earlier.
Maybe he's just not as comfortable with these checks. Maybe he didn't think that he wanted to go do some of the Dark Death Mountain stuff. Because I think it was after kind of.
It just felt like he was bailing because it was like potentially I'm going to go mode with the right knowledge, and that's why he was bailing. But like the fact that like, I mean, to him he effectively doesn't have like mitts, like something that's literally preventing him from finishing the seed, like because he's just not comfortable doing it. So
yeah, this is I think his only saving is like he doesn't have grapple. I guess he doesn't have the check tool. Like that's
that's
like,
about
thank
it.
Goodness,
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, and I don't think he didn't end up getting space jump, but I don't know if he knows. He doesn't really know what's on. But actually, I'm thinking about that.
He hasn't been to Norfair at all.
Yeah, but I'm saying like none of that stuff can be various suit, right? Because like in normal logic, none of the suits can be.
It can't be in a heated room at all.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like he knows the wave, the beam check here, right? So that's the microwave, as you were saying.
Oh, the microwave.
Yeah,
he doesn't. Oh, he never turned his plasma beam on.
Yeah.
Because he did get it in Hookshot Cave.
He did not turn his plasma beam on. Oh.
Yeah, that's why wouldn't you? Sometimes I don't turn. Like if I have like full beam, I won't necessarily turn it off. It's not going to be useful. But if I can microwave, I will 100% turn it off. Like that is one of the biggest time saves. I mean that's even faster compared to like doing the 80% like 3 shine spark strat, the 2 shine.
So I could say though there might be a little bit of mental wear and tear on this because he's been doing the seed for 2 hours 12 minutes. And me personally, yes, talking to you 100%. But I'm talking about our runners.
No,
here.
I meant like not only today. Like this is the whole week. Like we're all getting tired.
Well,
like,
so and you got to think though, it's got to be so frustrating in the back of his mind knowing he's like, hey, someone could really be doing this if someone was in a better shape right now, they could do this hell run. And every minute I don't do this hell run is like, I should have did it 10, 12 minutes ago.
Exactly.
15 minutes ago. Where is Varia? And it's got to be very, very frustrating.
Yeah.
So right now, it's like he doesn't have any real shot here. It's because he's fighting Ganon here.
Like I said, it's
like he needed to make that.
We're up to
run
like
play.
28 Ganon falls for this to be a match.
We're gonna need someone to do the math for us if you could, but. No,
we have the official Ganon fall calculator in the audience
if they want to drop a whiteboard. But it's like, and chances are that like Andy's got a great like Ganon fight. He's not gonna lose to this, and he has full.
He's just going straight to Mother Brain.
Yeah, full power Mother Brain is gonna be quite.
He's got little
easy.
full beam, right?
Yeah. His plasma, and then
wave,
and wave, his wave as well.
That's what. So. No, he doesn't have wave. Okay.
No, he's not. But he does have infinite ammo, right? Like an infinite health, essentially.
Yeah. I mean, when you have, yeah.
It's just like it's almost a detriment at this point.
Yeah. So it's not quite full beam.
The only thing he has to do is turn off his screw attack so he can do Zap
skip. He never got the silvers and. The silvers were in
the silvers were in.
I know. I just can't remember the name of it.
Spectacle Rock Cave, the one named cave number 29. You know.
Oh, that's cave 29. How did I not know that? It should be cave like 8 because like the 8 turns sideways.
Yeah, that's not that. Oh, is that how we're naming things?
Well, cave infinity.
It's okay, Doc. That's why you're not on the naming convention.
That was a very nice, like, it wasn't even on camera. It was very gentle. It was very soft hands.
Yeah, people can't know we're friends and behind the scenes, right? They have to think that we hate each other. Which I didn't know we were now.
The amount of yelling you've done at me all this week, I didn't know we were friends behind the scenes.
The amount of yelling I've done, I didn't know we were friends either, really. All right.
All I know is you said you enjoy riling me up. And it's so easy.
It's my favorite thing. It's my number 1 favorite pastime. That's why I came down here. I didn't run anything. I'm just here to piss.
Duck's coming, right? I can rile them up.
Yeah, exactly.
We should like one of the booths you like paid top $5 to rile. It's like the kissing booth. You rile up Duck.
I don't know if anyone here would pay for that.
It's so easy to do for free. I'm just giving it away.
Should market that stuff.
Yeah, I should.
So Andy's gonna head down to Mother Brain, and this is gonna be I don't know how long does this take now? In
8 minutes.
8 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
about.
Yeah, he's got full power. He's got 1 billion ammo.
It's gonna be pretty straightforward. The big question is, does he feel like doing stand up?
Yeah.
And like a lot of times, if I have like a pretty long seed, like I won't do stand up just because I'm tired. And this is day 4 of doing a bunch of really long seeds, so I do not blame him if he doesn't.
Yeah. But, so Andy did do stand up against Ace earlier today.
Yeah, I mean, like I would expect him to do it. It's not that bad, but there's definitely been times like. It's like I've just been playing for so. This is a pretty fast seed. Like we said, like the beginning was very gross. It turned pretty jetty, and then we have the thing that he got that I'm not going to talk about.
It's like he got jet seed. It's like we said. It's a tale of two seeds. It's like it's Asaza's got the real crappy side of it, and it's going to be like Andy got the rails, which is nice. It's he made a couple really good calls, and here we are.
Yeah. Like I mean, besides getting the Varia, which I just didn't think he needed to do, I generally agreed with his routing. I thought all that. Like I had the quibbles. Like I didn't like the wreck ship, but that it didn't hurt him because he did have the required cane there. So, but like overall, pretty. Like I said, it was like some of the stuff where he did do Aga, and then he like looped in the North Dark World. Like he just has like all these like little efficiencies, which is why he's just such a strong runner in these.
So, is this making you any happier that UCSS is now in lower Norfair no suit?
Yes, this is making me very happy.
Is this gonna like hold you over so I don't have to hear about this for the rest of the night, or is this just gonna be?
But like.
It's gonna be kicking him because if he said like, if he had done it 30 minutes ago.
The decisions that kind of got here. I mean, at this point, I guess he's like the only thing I could do.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I feel like, but this is one of those things. If you don't know the Crystal Flash, if you don't know like if
you don't know the Crystal Flash, you're not doing this. Period.
Yeah. Like, if you're not comfortable with it, it can be just so scary.
Yeah, and I'm already like he didn't jump through the door here, so yeah, it makes more sense. Like you definitely want to be jumping through the door there.
You have to be very, very comfortable, or comfortable with like some of the lower percent situations in this.
Yeah, you want to either run RBO or Solsky does these. He has never run RBO, obviously, but like you definitely want to know like jump through the door, like something like little room strats, because it's speed running, right? We always want to go fast, but now like time equals health.
Yeah, this is such a scary situation. So he's going to dip into the reserve tanks. There's a lot of reserve tanks.
Yeah, I mean, this is a mountain of health.
Yeah. So we got Andy didn't quite get a baby skip, but I mean, at this point, it's not really that big of a deal.
No,
he can do whatever he wants here. So now he's going to have to do. It looks like this is a bit. He's waiting for the Crystal Flash.
Yeah, this is
I mean,
this is not what you'd want to do.
No, with his health and ammo, I mean he can do it, but that means
you just save here and so okay, like this okay.
Do you do this and then save here? Or it's like
you just save here and keep going, and then you Crystal Flash as late as possible.
Yeah, this seems like this is looking like a person who doesn't do this very often.
Yeah,
no shade. I've been.
This makes sense why he wasn't
doing
this stuff before. This
very
is
difficult.
clearly like just a gap in the knowledge here. So, which is fine, like I said, it's very very difficult.
Yeah,
to do.
It's a very tough thing. So Andy's doing. Maybe we want to do this so we can have a nice safe Crystal Flash over here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So he's not Crystal Flashing in the middle of taking damage.
Yeah, you have to know. So like when you Crystal Flash, you have to be under 50, right? So the way we do it is we Crystal Flash around like 70 health.
Yeah.
And by the time the animation rolls around, right, you're now under 50 by the time the trigger actually calls. But if you don't know that, now if you lay it right at 50, you won't die because you only lose about 20. You won't die. So like even if you didn't know that, you could at least like, I'll try 50 and hopefully that will work.
Right.
It will work, but you can get into some pretty tight situations.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like he's handling it safely and slowly, just taking his time with it, which is good.
Well,
it's like
the problem with Hell Runs is slow is not safe.
Yeah, that is also true, right? Like
he was the safest thing to do is to go.
He was gonna have a lot. He was gonna get a lot more out of it, and like not to mention, he still has to fight Ridley. So you kind of have to take chances here. Like it's looking like this health. He's gonna have to do another Crystal Flash before Ridley, fight Ridley, and then also do a Crystal Flash afterwards.
Yeah, he's not really good. Like the ammo.
So his ammo count. So he's gonna have to do just a regular. He's gonna have to rely on his plasma for a lot of it. So he's just.
Yeah, I kind of feel confident in saying that this is probably the first time he's even attempted this.
Yeah, I mean, but it's. You know
Which to do it on this stage is like that takes some cojones.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know why you did this again, but thank you.
it just does. It does.
It does.
That's like saying, like, Duck, why are you opening your mouth to speak? Like, this is part of it.
It's part of the breathing process, yeah.
And we are getting the stand-up from Andy, so,
so
you have 30 seconds less time with me, so that's I'm sure you're happy with that.
Yes, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about that. So, no, I mean, it's good on him. I mean, like, this is so scary. This is something I could never attempt because this is a terrifying thing I'm decent at the Super Metroid 90%, but my rando knowledge is not quite there. And like having to have this in your back pocket, especially at normal difficulty,
the hell runs?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's something that needs to be practiced and practiced and practiced.
Yeah. This is like, even for like, this was what people was like, oh, like, the hard is harder, right? Because I was like, you can do the hard stuff in normal. No one's stopping you, right?
Yeah.
And like, to me, it's just like it adds the actual like logical, like that's why I tend to prefer normal, because you can still do this stuff, right?
Right.
Then I think like the stuff to me even more powerful in normal, and like when you have a high quality match like this is kind of the execution stuff you want to see. So
that was a really well done Crystal Flash.
yeah, he's only one super short. I really like if Andy's gonna win this, obviously, like about to finish. I'm super interested in this Ridley fight. Like this is hot content.
Yeah, this is what you came here for. This is what you wanted to see.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Again, we're having some
issues. You can't really be taking damage here to Ridley.
Like I said, when you come into this Ridley fight, you have to have a plan. There's just ways to manipulate Ridley and everything. You can't just.
You can't just
almost certainly going to die here.
Yeah, you can't just send it.
Yeah, this is going to end shortly. And the thing is, even if he gets through, there wasn't an energy tank behind Ridley.
So he's going to need to Crystal Flash again. So he can't be using all these.
He can't Crystal Flash again.
Yeah, you can't be using all these super missiles.
He can't use any more supers. And he needs to get at least 2 super drops from Ridley. And I just don't think he's got the energy to pull this off.
Yeah. Ridley
but
is
major props just to wing this in a
semifinals
semifinals match at SpeedGaming Live.
Yeah, it's like for people to watch it, it's like the Ridley fight is an incredibly complicated fight.
It is it's the most complicated fight on SNES by far.
Yeah,
it's easily.
Very easy. You have to manip a lot of his movement, and if you don't, the fight just looks like chaos. I mean, even if you do, it looks like chaos, but it's very well controlled. So this is kudos to him for doing this. This is a tough fight.
Yeah, to even attempt this is very difficult. So.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he was keeping count there. So he did. No,
yeah. Well, there's a little saving grace is Andy's about to done, so he doesn't have to sort of
is not going
to wallow
get another shot at Ridley. Yeah, this is what you wanted, Duck. This is what you wanted. This poor guy getting beat up by Ridley.
No, I want Andy to do this because I know Andy could actually do this. He was just being a little
stubborn
baby.
Yeah, no, this is a fine attempt here. Andy's going to be finishing up here.
2:23, very good time.
Yeah,
Give
really
Andy a round of applause.
Really good time.
Yeah.
Excellent. It's a nice little full house out here.
Yeah. So we'll get the runners in for interview as forfeited. I mean, after that, I cannot.
It's like I don't know many people who are like, no, man, I would love to still really battle it out.
Not at day 4 of SpeedGaming Live. We're gonna. Oh, that's my knee. I'm knocking everything over.
That's all right.
That is nice and sweaty for you, bud.
Thank you. Thank you for the slash, friend. That is really, really nice. I appreciate it. So we'll move over. We'll get our runners in frame for a little bit here. But yeah, no. As we're going, we thank you guys for watching. This is a really fun race as we wait for our runners. But also a special thank you to Linkforce for tracking. We'll definitely thank her again soon. But keeping us on track because I didn't know.
Yeah,
done?
I'm
trying to be sincere over here. My goodness.
Then why did you say keeping us on track if you're trying to be sincere?
I don't know. I
can't just drop those puns.
Listen, I'm just trying to help you. I'm just trying to get us out of here as fast as humanly possible, please.
We're going to drag him over then.
Yeah.
I don't if that's what you want to do.
Andy Asazas, come take a seat. Come talk about it. Come talk about some fun. You look bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, bud.
Yeah. Well, we got to hurry this up because you got another race to get to.
Listen, it doesn't matter what Andy needs. We're trying to help Asazas over here. So we're going to have a nice little chat with our runners.
Yeah, just stop. Andy, what the hell?
So let me spare.
Why?
He just spent 20 minutes, probably 20% of this thing complaining that you didn't do Varia.
Suitless.
Didn't do Suitless.
Dude, if I died once, getting it from Lumberjack is basically even.
Exactly.
So don't die.
That's what I was saying.
Okay, do you know me?
Yeah.
But so his BS aside, congratulations on your win, Randy.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you guys for running.
Randy?
I'm going to talk to Asazas, right?
Is this how the commentary has been the entire race?
Yeah. 100%.
Good night, everyone.
Yeah, it's just been bad. It's like GG's on your runs. What I need to know is as Duck was complaining about the Varia, the suitless thing, you were looking for Varia for a very, very long time, even at Ice Rod before Andy did, and then you were kind of on this goose chase. Did you have any idea where it might be at all, or?
I totally forgot about Lumberjack, to be honest.
Yeah, that happened.
You see, so I basically found the ice rod, had a lot of stuff yet to do. So I kind of hope that Varia would show up on the way. And then eventually I got tired.
Yeah, that's what we thought about, yeah.
So I do have to ask, was that your first time attempting the Hell Run even?
It was in a long time.
Oh, okay. I was because there was just watching. There was like I could say like some like gaps in knowledge and how to, I was just like this might be the first time he's even attempted it. So doing it on this stage and it's something when you're not very comfortable with, and obviously you know at that point like you sort of had to send it. Like the major props for even trying that, you know, putting yourself out there like that. That takes a lot of guts to do. So
I was telling Duck, you guys kind of came into two different seas. Andy kind of had a much more streamlined situation going on here because you went to Blue Brinstar earlier. You found the fire rod, the hook shot, the mitts, like all of that way earlier than Asazas did, because Asazas did a lot of the Link the Past stuff first. So you ended up doing Thieves Town. You ended up getting to like the Hype Cave first. So like the seeds were very different. You had to kind of double dip back before, and Andy kind of got to do a lot of Super Metroid and then kind of move out. So like, what kind of like, Andy, I'll start with you. It was like, what were you doing? Like, what were your thoughts when you found like all those three things? Because like you had a very bottleneck seed, and then it all opened up. What were you thinking about when you were trying to start that up?
I mean, at that point, I think I was like 3 things from Go mode. It was like flippers, bow, and ice rod, depending upon like, the medallions.
Yeah.
But that knowledge was, you know, accessible. And then, you know, get bow in Sea House. I'm like, okay, well, I'm 2 things from Go mode, and it's been like an hour, it feels like. What's happening? And then I got the flippers, and I'm like, bro, come on, just like let this be a 130. Let me get on with my night. I have another race to do after this. And then it legitimately felt like hours that I was looking for that ice rod.
Yeah.
Thieves Town, Swamp, South Dark Worlds, Pod,
checked about
the rest of
100
Eastern,
checks,
Ice Palace, Meyer, all of LN. And then I was just like, dude, like if this thing's in stupid desert or Skullwoods or something, I'm going to be so mad.
Yeah.
But it was just such a slog at the end.
Right. So, and aside, you had like, did you ever feel like you were super far behind? Like once you found like the same things down there in Blue Brinstar, like the mitts, the fire rod, and the hook shot, was that like an oh crap moment, I'm a little behind, or like, oh, did this feel right? Because like your seed was okay, it led you to Pod, it led you to do Eastern, and then kind of led you back. Did it feel like it was a natural progression, or did you feel behind from there?
I mean, not really. It kind of felt like natural progression because I was never really bottlenecked. Like the most bottlenecked I've been is like at the beginning where there were no bombs, there was no money, there was no nothing.
Oh yeah, that's the beginning was.
You bought 3 batches of 10.
That was like 3 seeds ago. It feels like now.
Yeah, it felt like a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I farmed the bomb hut and CAC to like max because I was like, just doing these without bombs, like going to South Shore with like 5, it just always feels bad.
Yeah.
He bought like I think
3 packs of bombs.
Yeah, at least like 3. It was like 3 or 4 packs of bombs. It was like
bought bombs 3 times.
It's like single-handedly improving the economy in Idaho just from his bomb purchases.
Yeah, I bought bombs before Escape, and then I farmed. I was like 0 for 4 in the bushes below the Sacred Grove or whatever. And then like. I totally forgot I had the mirror somehow while I was in Escape, and I just sat there and tanked like 6 hearts of damage.
Don't worry, chat told you.
And then immediately after, I was like, oh, I have the mirror, don't I? And I looked at my tracker, and I was like, track. And then, like it ended up feeling good. Like I realized after the fact that you needed that mirror to get the morph ball, so that made the early SM play better.
Yeah.
But... that was the most bottlenecked early game I've had in a while in SMZ3.
Yeah, I just went into Eastern straight up because I didn't want to farm.
Yeah.
I said maybe there's something useful in Eastern that I can get early, and if there's nothing, at least I get the money to buy bombs and do stuff.
Yeah. Well, you both came out of that bottleneck at about the same time, like 20, 25 minutes in. You both so it was just even playing ground, and then the only route divergence is that you went over to kind of Red Tower area, and you went down to Blue Brinstar, and then kind of swapped up from there. So, no, it was a really excellent race. It was a lot of fun to watch. I think, Andy, you're going to be going on to the...
You think?
The finals? Yeah. Listen, you stay over there, and you think about what you did. I saw this. Sadly, he's going to be coming out of the tournament, but no, it was awesome. This is this year for... have you done I know you're kind of newer to the... SM Rando big tournaments here.
I mean, it's the first SMZ3 tournament that I participate in.
Yeah.
I've been playing it not competitively or not in the high competitive scene.
Yeah.
I've been playing it for a while.
Yeah, so I mean, I've been saying it's an excellent for your first tournament. It's been an excellent showing, awesome semifinals. I mean, the seed was not particularly kind to you as it was to Andy, but it was awesome. You showed up a really good skill, so really appreciate you doing it. And yeah, so I just wanted to, maybe sign us out here. I wanted to thank Duck, thank our boys over here for putting on a really good show. Thanks for a really awesome crowd out here having a good time. So good luck on your next race. Now, you guys, anything else you want to add to the commentary before we get the heck out of here?
The other race was going on now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's literally going on right now.
Yeah,
Is
both
there
semifinals were in
Is
at the
there
same time.
a result of that one yet?
Yeah,
No,
I was
we have-
watching that race on my phone while commentating you because I was bored.
Yeah, I was too, dude. You see that 183 over there? It could have been like 111.
How about this? Why don't we wrap it up and we walk over there?
Yeah,
Sounds
take a
good.
look.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
that sounds good. Okay,
Yeah, thanks
so
for coming, guys.
thank
I
you. I
appreciate it.
assume we're going to be rating that. That sounds like if it's still going on.
You guys
If not,
can think
we'll there's other stuff going on SpeedGaming. But thank you everyone for joining us. It's been a really fun match. Good luck to Annie in the finals.
Yeah, follow the runners, please. And
Yeah, follow the runners. Hopefully they're on screen.
Yeah.
Yep, there we go.
Awesome. So, all right. Well, thank you guys so much.
And don't follow links.
Don't follow links. And yeah, so we'll catch you. You have a race coming up next in Link to Best Rando. All right, so go. You go. Go get a drink.
you say
Go get-
3?
30 minutes.
I was like, you schedule that tight.
Yeah,
Like,
so,
just
all right, thank you
banking
so
on
much.
yourself to crush the seed.
Keep on top of all SpeedGaming stuff. We got a lot more races coming up. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you.